Great. I've started. Hello, everybody. Welcome once again to another, special event powered by Excellence in Medicine Ladies Network. And it is always my privilege to host this event. I think there's an echo. Okay. Can you all hear me? I've started. Hello, everybody. Welcome once again to. Oh, sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah, I have my YouTube on, so I'm listening to myself all over again. All right, I think we should start all over. So welcome everybody once again to Excellence in Medicine Ladies Network International Women's Day event. Last year we had our inaugural event themed Accelerate Action, and it was a fantastic, event. It was, some of us have not recovered from all the gems we took away from the event. And just want to start by acknowledging our convener, Dr. Jumoke Shinaga. Thank you so much for always pushing us to be, the best version of ourselves and encouraging this kind of events. So I don't want to bore you guys too much, but once again, it's a privilege to have you guys here. And this year, the theme is Give to Gain. Give to Gain, I believe, is familiar, to every one of us on this call. And just about International Women's Day, it's more than a celebration. It's truly a reflection of the progress women have made over the years. Over the years, now we see more women in medical school. You see more women, as at least we see women as CEOs, CMDs. There's a lot of progress to be made, but I feel like over the years there's been some progress, and the reason we're here today is to talk about what still needs to be done, for us to get to where we need to get to. And many of us on this call are familiar with the unique challenges that women face. And it's unique across different stages of our lives as women in medicine, of our careers. Some of us are still in medical school. Some of us are, house officers, resident doctors. We have attendings on this call, consultants. And whilst, going through all of these phases in our lives, we tend to wear different hats. Some of us are mothers, we are wives, we are, sisters. Some of us are pastor's wife. You have your other passions you want to do outside of medicine, and combining all of these together, come with their own challenges, and which is why I believe this year's theme is integral to us as women in medicine, and it's important we talk about all of the things that can help us, get to where we want to be, balance all of this aspects of our life so that we can show up confidently and make impact in the world that we're in. So once again, I want to welcome you all to EIM's 2026 IWD event. So if you're happy to be here, can you just drop some emojis in the comment section? Yeah, just drop emojis. Whilst you're doing that, tell us your name and where you're joining us from. Do some networking in the comment section. Thank you, Dr. Grace. Thank you. Just do some networking. And I'm going to then post a poll on like a link on the chat in the chat box, and I want you all to engage. Just give me a second. So that it's not just me talking. Don't worry, it's not that formal. Right. Thank you. So just going through chat. Yeah, you're all happy to be here. Faithful is joining from Lagos. Is it only Faithful that is on this call? There are 24 of you on this call. Just tell us what your name is and where you're joining. Dr. Tanya there is joining us from the US. Welcome. Dr. Grace from Canada. Dr. Ufoma from Iowa. We have lots of, countries represented here. By the way, my name is I'm Dr. Ariela Olaya. I'm a hematology registrar in the northeast of England, and I coordinate the personal and professional development hub of EIM. So I'm joining, yeah, from England. So it's nice to be here. Favor is joining from Ikeja, Lagos. Dr. Sosin from Canada. Dr. Kwemi from the UK. Vera from Jos. Dr. Yekweji from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Dr. Falakem from Nigeria, Sharon is joining from Poland. So we have lots of countries represented here. Thank you, everyone. Dr. Tola is joining from Ikeja, Lagos, Vine from Poland. Welcome, welcome. So people who are new to EIM, welcome. So I'll just post the poll here. And what I want you to do is just answer the first question on the poll. Just a second, let me get my poll up. Where is it? Okay. I think I have it up. Yeah, just want to post the poll and right. So this is what I want you to do. If you can see it, just let me know. Right. So you should have the link already in the chat box. So in one word, what does International Women's Day mean to you? Can I start? So once you start replying or start answering the poll out, everyone can see your answers. So what does it mean to you in one word? I'm waiting for your votes. So only one person is typing currently. Giving, thank you. I don't know who that was, but yeah, it means giving. International Women's Day giving. Yeah. To me, what does it mean to me? It just means, empowerment. Uh, it means a time of reflection. Yeah, celebrating women worldwide. Love, power, freedom. Yes, real freedom. Yeah. More answers place strength. Yeah. Progress. I mean, I think that person meant progress. Yeah. Multifaceting. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Strength. Okay. Love. Yeah. More answers. Three people are typing. What does it mean to you? Building other women, yes. Because we all talk about International Women's Day, and do we really know what it means to us? Because that's why we're here, really. That's why we're here. Um, yeah. Triumph, yeah. Change, yes. Recognition, yes. Affirmation, yes. Forward movement, yes. Futuristic movement, that's what it means. Because if you don't talk about, if you don't have these conversations, who will? Autonomy, yeah. Celebration, yeah. Thank you. So I'm going to close the poll now. Thank you. And let me stop sharing. Right. Okay, so we are going to kickstart this event by our keynote speech or keynote talk. And we have an amazing woman physician in our midst. Some of us may have heard of her. Some of us, may have not, but she's here. And I'm very much looking forward to listening to her. She's an early career female physician like many of us. And she's done really well for herself and for her community, which is why we have brought her here today to inspire us. So I'll start by reading her bio. And so her name is Dr. Ifunanya Igweze. So Dr. Ifunanya Igweze brings nearly a decade of experience empowering pregnant women through health education and innovative care. She's an author of 4 acclaimed books on maternal and child health, and she has reached 5 million African women with simplified, accessible health teaching online. Pregify is Dr. Ifunanya's pioneering solution, and it's a tech-enabled platform delivering 24/7 doctor-led care, self-diagnostic tools, and a robust pregnancy academy tailored for African women. She holds a master's degree in gender, sexual, and reproductive health and rights from the University of Global Health Equity, Rwanda, and a certification in leadership and management in healthcare from the University of Washington. And we've brought her here today to share her insights on redefining success as a visionary female physician. So, ladies, I hope we don't have gentlemen here. Please welcome with me Dr. Naya Igweze. If not, you're welcome. Can I see your emojis, your claps, your celebration emojis? Please put them in the chat box. Thanks, Dr. Jimmy. Thank you, Dr. Page. Thank you. So, Dr. Ifina, you're welcome. Do you want to share your slide from your side? Yeah.
Good evening, all. Thank you so much.
All right.
Let me try first. I think it's open. Then
Okay. We can see your slides, yeah.
okay. Is it good now?
Yes, we can see your slides. We can see your slides.
Okay, thank you so much for the intro. Although everywhere the environment looks so formal.
Oh yeah, we're always formal in EIM. Yeah. This is how we're formal. It's just the culture here. Yeah. So you can
Okay.
feel relaxed because I feel like I'm the more relaxing one. So we have Dr. Ekpeji here who also hosts this kind of session, and she's very serious. She's more serious than I am. So if you think this is even serious,
No, we're formal, but we're fun.
well, fun, well, I think that's the word. That's the word. Yeah. So yeah, just relax. Be yourself.
Yeah.
There's power in authenticity. That's what we want. So yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for having me. I remember weeks ago when Dr. Grace reached out, and I said, wherever the sisterhood is, I'm going to be there. I'm going to be there. So thank you so much. And, when I was preparing to come here until this morning, I kept thinking, what are we going to discuss? How are we going to talk about this? And then I remember this baby in this picture here. The difference between this baby and this scrub picture, they are 19 years apart. So this was me 3 months old, and this was me in, I think, second year, 19-year-old, yeah, second year. And when I was looking at these two pictures in my gallery, it reminded me of an event that happened about, I would say, 2.5 decades ago or more than that. I was in primary three. And then we had this school drama. In Nigeria, in primary school, you do drama, they give you role. So that drama was supposed to involve a medical doctor. And then, as someone who has always wanted to be a doctor from when I was a child, I went to my teacher and I said, I want to be the doctor. I want to be the doctor. I was so excited when I read the drama book. I said, I want to be a doctor. And then she looked at me and then she started laughing and she said, you can't be the doctor. We have other kids here whose parents are educated. How can you even be the doctor? And to be honest, I didn't blame her then, and I don't think I'm blaming her now because my dad was a tailor, my mom was a seamstress. So to even pay the school fees then, or I think we're paying 20 naira or because it was a public school, they would always send me home before we're able to pay it. So imagine, dreaming so high to come and say that you want to be a when the daughter of the headmistress is in your class and you want to be a doctor. But I really wish I can't even remember her, but I really wish that she's still here with us and, she will say how, not in a way to mock her, but in a way to say that life is not, on a plain sheet, irrespective of background, could actually be something, tomorrow. And this story is not a story that I actually love sharing, especially orally. I could write about it, but I don't like sharing it orally. But you see, sometimes people think that, sharing your story, your journey is a cliche where everybody has to come from a particular background to make the story sweet. It's not it. Some of us, have lived this reality. And it is good that we share this story so that people can connect with us at different points in life. There are people that come from affluent family. Maybe later in the slide, they may be able to relate. And then there are people that come from a background as mine, trying to say, oh, would this life ever be kind to them? Are they really going to match up with the people from the privileged background, able to, relate from the get-go? And I didn't even know I was still be a doctor, but I knew I wanted to be. So when I was in secondary school, I attended the community secondary school for my junior education. And one day, of course, I was taking first position. It was nothing to me then. I didn't really value it. I didn't know it was a big deal though. So one day I saw these students, Ebere. They brought out in front of us and they were praising her for writing one special school exam. Principal said, oh, this school is so highly rated. If you are going there, you are very intelligent and all that. And I said, I also go there. This is me I'm not even still paying the 1,150 naira that we're paying in that school. And I wanted to go to a social school. And I called my cousin and I said, that school, we need to go there. And she said, who is going to sponsor us? I said, I don't know, but we have to go there. And then we started saving our pocket money and we wrote the exam. We were six that wrote the exam, just two of us were posted to that particular school. And then I came home and I told my brothers, I want to go to social science school. I don't know how people are going to do it, but I want to go there. I've heard so much about it. I want to go there. And somehow they made it happen. And I went to the social science school. And that was the turning point for me because environment has a way of shaping who we are. The dreams that I thought were impossible or was impossible when I was in the community school. When I entered the special studies school, everything made sense. I felt like I could actually fly. I saw people from Lagos. I've not even traveled out of Anambra State then. I saw people from Lagos, from different parts of the country, people that flew into the country to the school. I say, and I heard their story. I say, oh my God, there's life outside this Anambra State too. And then I started dreaming bigger. And at that point, I said, I must be a doctor. I have to. And I went out looking for who would sponsor me. But while I was going on my own, God was preparing something. Just one day, this man sent for me and my mom, and said, I'm looking for someone to train in medicine. And some people recommended you. Are you sure you are intelligent? I went to study medicine. I said, yes, sir, yes, sir. And that was it. So that was how I entered medical school and became a doctor. So this was the story of a girl who did, even though it looks like a dream, just a dream, but it became a reality. And it's not just about me, it's about countless of women and girls whose background is making tomorrow looks like an impossibility for them. And when I got the email about today, I saw one of the key focus areas, the building for the future for sustainability. Because when I entered medical school, the only thing that we heard about medical school is about anatomy, physiology, just focus and read your books. In fact, the first time I wanted to step outside the school to do something different, one of the key people in the school told me, you better go and read your book and get out of this school. If you fail, you see what will happen to you. And I felt bad, but I didn't relent because somehow I knew that there could be more to medical school. It's not just about, of course, I love clinical a lot. If there are any of my classmates here, they will tell you, I love clinical medicine a lot, but there is more. And we have this tendency of just, for medical students here, of just focusing only, in the books, read the books, just get the grade, be the best graduating students, don't do any other thing. I still came out with awards, you'll see them, but I didn't just stay there, allow yourself to explore. This first picture here, this was one of the paid speaking engagement I had as a medical student. I was in fourth year here, and these people reached out to me, oh, we saw you on Facebook, we saw what you're doing, the way you're educating, can you come to our school and educate our students? And they actually paid me. That time I was also hustling. I was doing a lot of business. I was baking, I was selling plantain, I was selling shoes because apart from the fact that I was on scholarship, I had younger siblings that are in school. So I need to raise money for their fees and other things. So I had this engagement. Then, of course, I captained my school also, but this picture here was when I was already a house officer. And then this was CMDA. I think it has changed name now, you know. So why I put this picture when I was going through my gallery is that when I read that medical students are going to be, I said the world has gone beyond just you focusing to be a clinical doctor. You have to be able to explore because you don't know the events that you attend as a medical student that will change your life forever. And one of such events is this event here. If you zoom into this picture, you're going to see, I think almost everybody, yeah, everyone here is a doctor now. And one of the key persons here, okay, I have 3 people that motivated me in this picture were Dr. Toyosi, Dr. Elizabeth T. Peters, and Dr. Kemi Sola Agoye. Many of you may know them. This was in 4th year of 5th year medical school. So I heard about this program that was happening in Abuja. And then we're supposed to pay, I think, 50 to 70, I can't remember the amount we paid, but we're supposed to go to Abuja for this event. And I told my classmate, I want to go. I want to leave this Anambra State and go out and see what is happening in other places. And then one of my classmates said, people are just wasting money. Do you know that this money that you are spending now, we use it to do small business or even use it to eat? And I said, I know, but I want to go and see what is happening there. And you know, this event changed my life till today. The benefits of this event, I reaped it even till today. When I went there and I was waiting for facilitators, you know, it was a sub-Saharan African program. So I was, you know, looking for big people that were going to come there, talk to us. But most of the facilitators were medical students. So you'll see Elizabeth T. Peters, Kemi Sola, and other people. And it challenged me. I asked myself, these people are supposed to be medical students. Where did they get the time to be doing all these things? How did they do it? So I started going closer to them to ask them questions. And then beyond attending that event, I wanted it to be something that would shape the way I see medical practice. And it did. So when I came back from this event, I knew that I needed to do more for my community beyond the classroom. So I gathered all these people in the second picture. They are all, okay, one of them is a nurse. Most of us there are doctors, but we're medical students. You know, I gathered everybody, volunteers, and we started giving back to the society. We started going to school for outreaches. We started training, you know, educating younger girls. We even went to villages where we met women, were educated women. And then when I was doing all of this, I was sharing this as much as possible. You know, on social media, I was following the footsteps of the medical students ahead of me. There's the male medical student, AD, you know, there were a lot then on Facebook. I saw what they were doing. I got inspired, you know, in the things they were doing, and I followed their footsteps. Without me knowing, some of them continue to follow my growth, and you're going to see where it led to, you know, where we're going through these pictures. Don't mind me, when I was preparing this slide, I thought I might not have slide, but at the point I say, since they want me to share my life there, let's go through my camera roll together, okay? So when I came back to school from Abuja, I've seen it, and I knew at that point that there was more to medicine than clinical medicine. So in this picture, I was just a 1-week-old doctor. And then Dr. Toyosi called me one day and she said, if now there's this event happening in Rwanda, I think you should go there. You need to see students from other parts of the world and see what they are doing so that you can develop your mind. And this event cost, what did it cost us? I think about 160,000. It was a big money then. I didn't have it. And then I printed sponsorship form and I was showing it in church. Please help me. Oh, I want to go for this thing. But then my then boyfriend, who is not my husband, saw it and got angry. And he paid for the program and said I should go. So I went. I saw students from Romania, Italy, you know, Brazil, Rwanda, Ghana. I listened to what they were doing, the things that's happening in their country. And right there and there, I knew that I was going to do a lot as a medical doctor. I was going to do a lot. But after this whole event, I didn't know where to start. Sometimes transitioning from what used to work to uncertainty is something that you can't just do because you don't even know what is ahead. You don't know anybody that have done it that will guide you. So you have this sense of fear in you that, is it going to work? Am I going to, fail? What exactly am I going to do? But let me show you what I've done with my hair over the years. So this is my hair when I was, relaxing my hair. I had at least a healthy hair in the first picture, relaxed. And then one day my friend said, oh, let's go natural. And before they could even speak Jack, I was the first to transition into natural hair. But what they didn't know was this. I took responsibility at this stage of my life. When I was relaxing my hair, after relaxing my hair, people used to admire it. People used to love it. If I do ponytail like this, everybody will be saying, oh, wow, your hair is so nice. But what they didn't know is this, that beyond that slick hair they were seeing, my scalp was suffering. The relaxer was burning my scalp. No matter the type of relaxer I used, my scalp will get burnt. I was dealing with injuries on my scalp, but the people outside were actually admiring my hair. So I was living in pain. And I didn't want to cut the hair because of what people will say. Oh, your hair is so healthy, it's long, don't cut it. But I was dying. And in 2018, I took responsibility and I said, you know what, let me eliminate relaxer and get over this scalp injury that I'm having. So I transitioned. I thought it was the best decision, the best thing that I could have ever done. Because sometimes in life, the decisions we think that is the best thing that we could ever make. And when we eventually find out that it's layered, there are things happening underneath that the world is not seeing, we don't know how to move on from there. Some people get stuck at that particular point in their life. Maybe your decision might be, okay, when I finish medical school, I am going to do something. Maybe I'm going to be a surgeon. And then along there, I find out that, I think there's something else I wanted to do, but you've already moved into that path. You don't want to, return to the original or the new path that you have fashioned for yourself. You just want to, remain in that place where people already know you without actually telling yourself, this is what I want to do now. And I used to tell my friends that every time I look at the way I have transitioned from perm hair to natural hair, and now I am on locks, I tell myself that there's nothing I cannot do again. When I transitioned to natural hair, I was so happy. I wish I could flood this place with my pictures. I was so happy. My scalp healed on its own. That problem was solved. But later, when I moved to Lagos, I ran into another problem. I couldn't find natural hair salons where I live. And the people that were managing my hair were dragging it a lot. So I was suffering pain, my hair was cutting. And I told myself, oh my God, you know how you design this natural hair? This is the best you could do. Oh, people. And 1 year ago, I told myself, I can't continue in this pain just because everyone was admiring my natural hair. So I locked my hair. And guess what? Now that I locked my hair, initially people were like, oh my God, that your natural hair, you have mine though, you locked it, that beautiful hair. Now that I'm on locks, people are telling me, oh my God, this locks is the best thing I've done to your hair. It fits you. And you know why I'm telling you this story? It is your responsibility to transition from whatever you are doing that is not working or that is layered, and the layer beneath where people are not seeing is making you not uncomfortable in a bad way, is not bringing you positive results. It is your responsibility to transition. Don't just stay in a familiar place because this is what people have always known you for. This is what you have already told your friends that you are going to do, and you can't move from there. When you move, as long as you're moving with you focus, you're moving with purpose, people will move with you. Those that did not move with you, trust me, they don't matter. And this was what I did in 2021. So in 2021, I booked my club one to move to the UK. Yeah. This was me, someone that said she would never leave Nigeria. I love it here. Or even if I'm going to live in Nigeria, I'm going to be in another African country. But in 2021, after the EndSARS event, I had a baby. I felt so vulnerable when the whole chaos happened. And I told myself, no, I need to leave this country. Even though I didn't want to leave, I know I wanted to be here, but I need to leave, if not for anything, for my baby. At that point, the only thing in my mind was to keep my baby safe. So I booked my PLAB. I wrote IELTS in 1 week, booked PLAB the next month, I think 2 weeks time, I booked PLAB. And then I got the dates. Along the line, I kept making plans how I'm going to move and all that, but I had conflict in me. This wasn't what I wanted, but what am I going to do? But I kept making plans. In that period of making plans, I moved a step ahead of myself and I got pregnant. So that's because my planned date was a year. There's a way they book it. So I was able to get like from that October, as you can see here, I got like November of the next year. So that was like a whole year. So I said, okay, let me use that period and have another baby. So when I moved to the UK, I just focused on my career. I won't be able to get distracted. And in between making this decision, I lost that pregnancy. And when I lost that pregnancy, I found out that there are decisions in life that we don't just take in a hurry. We have to think about them. We have to, if you're a Christian, if you're a Muslim, as long as you pray, you have to pray about them. You have to align them and be sure that this is really what you are supposed to be doing at that point. So when I lost that pregnancy, it became a redefining moment for me. I stayed away from clinical work. I went home for 3 months, no work. I read books, I prayed, I meditated, and I asked God, what do you want from me? And during that period, remember when I said Dr. Toyo said in 2017, and then in 2021, right, or 2022, that was 2022, Dr. Toyo called me and said, I heard you are contemplating canceling your club and staying back in Nigeria. And I said, yeah, I've already canceled it. And they're going to refund me. She said, why? I told her my reasons. I want to stay here. I want to build what I had always wanted to build. Okay, and she said, okay, so there's this school in Rwanda. I've followed your journey. It's a full scholarship school. It's an American school, it's there. And you deserve to be there. In fact, you are the kind of people that they are looking for. So I'm going to send you the link when it opens, apply, and I'm sure they are going to take you because you qualify for it. I said, okay. And that was how the next end of the year, she sent me the link. I applied for this master's program that you are seeing. And when I look back at that point, I will always say that there's no step. You know, remember when I said in the beginning, the step you are taking today might not make sense to you. The events you are attending might not make sense to you. But down the line, as long as you make good use of the events, the network that you built from there, it will keep on adding value to you. And so you see that I casually met in 2017 and kept on with her was the reason I went to this school. And this school is another turning point on my journey. But it didn't end there. You know, while I was waiting, you know, to get admission, I was led to start something different. So I asked myself, the women I'm seeing in the clinic, they have pregnancy complications. What can I do? What can I do? And when I was asking this question, I realized that this question will take me back to the trenches, you know, back to that place where you don't have to have money, where you have to sacrifice a lot, where you just have to start rediscovering yourself from scratch. But I was ready for that because sometimes growth will look like starting all over again. And the people that will succeed in life in the long run are people that are not scared to start all over again. So I started all over again. The flyer on my own left, the first flyer was when I announced online that, oh, I asked the pregnant women on my social media and said, do you want to have a platform where you can always reach a doctor at any point so that you don't have delays, making complaints if you don't want to go to the hospital? And then we opened up a WhatsApp group and we filled 2 WhatsApp groups in 48 hours. I was stunned. I was not expecting that because we actually wanted to have use 2 weeks up to 1 month to fill one WhatsApp group. And we did it in 48 hours. I was stunned. So that was how my transitioning again, starting from scratch again, started. The second picture was my first home office, where I was always creating my content, attending to the women, doing my things from there. I just put my picture there, put a share there, and I was doing my thing. I started from the scratch. I was doing this. I didn't even know what I was doing. I was just attending to these women on WhatsApp. I didn't know what I was doing. And this is where I'll also remind you that you will ask me, so Dr. Ifnaya, what happened to that your NGO that you were doing in 2018, 2019, 2020? My day collapsed. It collapsed. I did a lot with it. The volunteers, they did a lot. I appeared on radio stations, we did a lot. I even did Igbo news. I was translating medical news in Igbo for radio stations, but it collapsed. And do you know why it collapsed? If I didn't realize why it collapsed, maybe Pregify would also not be here today. But this is what happened. When I started Reproductive Health Corner with Dr. Ifnaya in 2022, I didn't know what I was doing, but I knew I was solving a problem, but I didn't know how or to what extent that was going to happen until I think July or end of June 2022. I saw this conference online. It was Writers' Conference, and I had written my first book then. And I said, okay, Writers' Conference, let me just go. And one of the speakers was someone I grew up with. So I said, okay, let me go there. And when I went there, I met my mentor. He's not a medical doctor. He doesn't have a medical background. The program was not a medical program. It was a creative program and writers program. But when I met him during the networking period, he asked me, what are you doing? I said, I'm being honest with you. I just said, he was like, you're a doctor, you can't be doing nothing. Are you working? I said, I'm not working in any hospital. So what are you doing? I said, yeah, because I wasn't even too proud of what I was doing on WhatsApp then. So I just told him, I just have this WhatsApp group where women ask questions and I answer. And he asked me, are they paying? I said, they are paying, some people are paying 500, some are paying 1,000 per month. And he said, if they can pay 100 naira, they can pay 1,000. If they can pay 1,000, they can pay 100,000. And have you heard of health tech? I said, no. Do you know about digital health? I was like, no. But the one digital means is all I say, yeah, so you don't know what you are doing. I said, I'm just attending to women, and I said, okay, my dad is a medical doctor. What you are doing, it makes a lot of sense. And I think I can give you a chance. And I was like, mentorship? He said, yes. I said, okay, a non-medical person trying to mentor me. And the mentor I'm looking for doesn't look like you. This is what I was saying in my mind. The mentor I was looking for, it doesn't look like someone that is in fintech. But I took it, and then I followed up on him. I kept on updating him. Even when I would send message and he would delay to answer, I kept on following him. And then from there, he set up a meeting. And when they say somebody mentored you on a different career path from scratch, that was what he did for me. And we went even Pregify. Then I was answering Reproductive Health Corner with Dr. Ifnaya. And the comment said, you can't be answering that. It is not scalable. It is not a good business name. You have to change it. If I didn't meet him, I wouldn't know where I was coming from. I didn't know anybody like that. In fact, when I was transitioning into health tech, I wanted to brainstorm it with some of my colleagues, the senior colleagues in obstetrics. And when I called about something, they said, I don't understand what you're saying, and it doesn't make sense. One of them actually told me rightly, it doesn't make sense. But if that's what you want to do, I wish you all the best. And I said, thank you. And now someone who wasn't there, who doesn't have that background, understood it. Why I'm saying this is that sometimes when we're looking for mentorship, when we're looking for someone to actually direct our path, to help us to move from where we are to another place, we already have this picture in our mind. We are not flexible. We want it to be professor of medicine, professor of obstetrics, professor of cardiology, professor of this, professor of public health. You already have a picture of what the traditional pathway used to be. You want it to be someone that is familiar. You want it to be someone that is in line, in the same line with you. Sometimes your own destiny might not be like that. If I had dismissed him, the fact that he's a financial person, but he's an economics, I won't maybe I will make it in another very rough way, but we won't be here today. So the takeaway for this mentorship is this: look for mentorship beyond medical line. Depending on what you're building, though, look for it beyond what you have always known. The people that may actually understand and help you might not be the people that you are expecting. The people that understand the way the trend is going might not be the people that you are expecting. And one day I attended an event and someone said, women in business needs more sponsors than mentors. And it clicked to me like, what does that mean? And they said, mentorship is about holding your hands and helping you to navigate. Don't do this. Like I remember when I wanted to build our website, I told my mentor that I was going to get a girl that knows how to design a website, and I'm going to issue her equity in my startup to build the website. He was like, don't make that mistake. That is a mentor for you. He told me that was one of the mistakes they made during that one time, but he will not allow me to make it. That's a mentor. But there was a time where I had it up to here. In fact, I was tired of running Pregify. I was broke. I was not working. I didn't even have money to do subscription. And my mentor switched from being a mentor to being a sponsor. And do you know what a sponsor does? A sponsor just said, so this is the problem. What do you want? And I said, we want money that can keep us afloat. And he told me, send account number. I am going to invest. And he became our first investor, angel investor. So mentorship is important because it helps you to navigate early mistakes, bypass them without making the same mistake that your mentor had made. They help you to, boycott processes. They expose you to industry. They expose you to secrets. They expose you to knowledge that you may not know about, that you're not privy to. But when a sponsor, if you are lucky and you have a mentor and a sponsor in one person, great for you. But most times you have a mentor and then you get a sponsor. A sponsor is someone that says, what do you need? And I say, I want Pregify app to be used in the whole general hospitals in Nigeria or in Lagos State. And he says, hold on, I call the Minister of Health and say, hello, my mentee has this, and I want it. And the next day, they have an announcement that, the federal government has adopted Pregify app to be used in the whole general hospital in Nigeria. That's the sponsor. That's the sponsor. A sponsor comes in to help you to actualize the theoretical dream, not really the theoretical, like those things that the mentor has helped you to realize. A sponsorship comes in to help you to reach that goal faster. It must not always be money. It could be that they give you office space where you're going to work. It could be that, you did not have money. I remember that the phone I was using then was not helping our content. It was giving us issues. My mentor stepped in. He got me, because I have a co-founder that I got through him. He got me a laptop, got me a good Samsung phone, got my co-founder a MacBook, got him a monitor, like all the things that we needed to say we don't have excuse to work again. So we had him 2-in-1. That's what sponsorship does for you. Sponsorship removes hurdles from your way. So when you're looking for support, what exactly are you looking for? If you are looking for somebody to give you industrial insights, someone to help you navigate mistakes, someone to help you to broaden your knowledge, mentorship is there for you. But if you already have the knowledge, but you need someone to just push you, not with words alone, someone that will give you access to community, access to, partnership, access to deal, funding, then you need a sponsor. So you have to make it clear from get-go what you are actually looking for, okay? So, I thought somebody said, zigzag movement is also movement. It's still movement. When you are growing, people think that, when you are going on your journey, you have this vision that you are going to reach from point A to point B on a straight line. Life is not like that. Along the line, you keep transitioning, you keep pivoting, you keep transitioning. Some people might even leave Nigeria and they find out that what they want there is not what is there is not actually what they want. It's fine, it's okay to come back, or it's okay to move to another place. It's okay. What are people going to say? And so what? Let them talk. If you stay there and you don't make it, they will still talk. So you have to understand that moving like this is also a movement. We don't want you to stand at a point, except you're on retreat or you are meditating on the next step. We don't want that retreat to even be long. Keep moving. Whether you are moving on a zigzag, slowly, fast, keep moving. Initially, I wanted to do nonprofits, and I just wanted to do residency. From medical school, I always wanted to be a surgeon. I just wanted to be a surgeon. Move from medical school, go to residency, keep practicing clinical medicine. I love clinical medicine a lot. But along the line, life changes. So I moved from that nonprofit Life Mother and Child Initiative. I felt Pregify, and instead of going to residency, I found out that going to master's might be the right choice for me at that point. So I did my master's. Life is not a straight line. So when you find out that where you are is no longer serving you, or you have a greater purpose, please pivot immediately. Especially if you're in your 20s and you're less than 40, even if you're above, pivot immediately. When I'm saying people that are less than 40 is the fact that you have all this 20 to 39 period to do all the mistakes that the world can forgive. Any mistake you make, the world will forgive. When they say that you are moved from selling this place to this place, they will understand. They will understand. Okay? So don't be scared to change your movements as long as you are moving with purpose. Okay, and at the end of this, it is not about what you are gaining now. It is about the vision that you are looking at. You must have to look beyond what you are gaining now. You must have to look beyond what is happening now. One day, I told my friend that my dream is to become Secretary General of the United Nations. He was like, "This girl, do you even know where you're coming from? And you're always dreaming something that is bigger than you." I said, "I don't know, but I have a book where I'm writing out things I need to do before I get there. And even if it changes, I will keep changing." So you need to know your end goal. What do you want to achieve in the next 5 years? When I started, my friend told me, "Don't cancel your plan, go to the UK, and if this one succeeds, you can now come back." And I told her, "I've cancelled it too." She said, "You don't even tell me." I said, "I'm sorry, but I didn't want second opinion. I've cancelled it." They were very mad at me. They were like, "You should have left the option open." I said, "No, I think I want to focus on if it fails, I will take responsibility and I'll move to another thing." And they were like, "So what do you want to do?" I said, "Just give me 5 years. After 5 years and this thing doesn't work, I'll move to another thing, but I have to give it 5 years. Because I am not a today thinker, and this is not even about me bragging. It's the fact that this is the way I have fashioned my life. This is the way I've wired my thinking. When I'm going into something, I think about 3 years to 5 years, what is going to happen? If I succeed in 5 years, oh my God, my 10 years is going to be mind blowing. And before you know it, you're always there. This is our third year moving to fourth year. And I have no regrets, making the decision because look at us. When I had all these awards in my hand on my induction, that's induction, right? Induction day. That was ambassador in physiology, I think best students O&G, pediatrics, third and fourth MBBS. Okay, and I just want to be a surgeon, I just wanted to be a surgeon. But this is me pitching on a stage about a different vision. And this is me doing my master's. Because this is a reminder that where you are now is not your destination. It is a story of becoming. You are on a journey of becoming, and nobody should define your journey for you. Nobody should be the benchmark for you. It should be you versus you against you. It is you knowing what you want to achieve, knowing where there is a change. Just move. Don't forget about what every other person is doing. Okay? And once you are working in that conviction, you will succeed. It's going to take time. You may not have, at a point, I couldn't even afford a shoe. And this is not even about Nigerian poverty story. I'm telling you the real facts of it, because I know that right now, a lot of young doctors are also, moving into health tech. And I need to be honest with you. If you are going to move into health tech, hear it from someone that started from scratch. You will, don't worry, let's move on. So, laser focus. You need to shut the noise. When I wanted to travel to the UK, it's not because I wanted to go there, but because there was a lot of noise in Nigeria. I didn't know what to believe anymore. My people were telling me maybe there will be war in Nigeria, before, I don't even know there will not be war in this one before 2025. I was living in fear. And one day when I went to my mentor's office, he said, have you ever seen Tony Elumelu posting things that is not about his business? I said, no. He said, have you ever seen Dangote posting things that is not about the problem he's solving? I said, no. He mentioned a few other people. He said, go and check out their social media. Go and check out their interviews. Have you ever seen them talking about Nigerian problem that does not concern the solution they are bringing in? I said, no. He told me, you have been following me for 3 months, right? I said, yes. Have you ever seen me talk about another problem in Nigeria other than the one that I'm solving? I said, so why can't you do the same? And I sat there in his office and had a mindset shift. And I said, it's true. What if I block out every avenue that is feeding me this noise? What if I shut out Instablog? What if I shut out people on Twitter? What if I shut out news outlet that is always sharing Boko Haram news that makes your heart to beat fast? And I did it. And I became focused. The only problem I consistently talked about over the years was maternal health, women's health, the problem that we are having, how I'm solving it, the solution I'm bringing in, the potential that is there. I focused on it, and I've never enjoyed as much peace as I've ever enjoyed in my life. Sometimes we create problems for ourselves by listening to noise. We listen to noise. You may not even be in Nigeria, but even when I listen to, today, okay, I think GP is the most lucrative thing. Tomorrow, shut the noise. Focus on your own journey. Research. No, this is what I want to do. Leave every other person on what they are doing. Do your own. Just focus on, let people know you for this. Let people know that this is what you are doing. And you don't want to negotiate it with anybody. Even till today, I still get calls from my very good friends that are outside the country. They will call me, if nice. So when I come in over, and I said, I'm not coming over, I said for vacation. I said, are you serious? I said, yeah, I'm serious. This is what I'm doing, our destinies are different. They were like, stop talking that, stop saying that thing, stop saying that nonsense. If you need to come out, you need to. I said, right now, this is where I need to be. If I decide to come out tomorrow, just best believe that it is I am at that phase. But you see, at this stage, this is where I need to be. They'll tell me, do you know what you're going to achieve? What you're going to do? I say, I know. But this is where I need to be now. Maybe next year I will come out and say, yeah, this is where I am moving next. But right now, this is my focus and I don't want this. I don't want to be distracted. So when you are on your journey, some people might not even understand it. I've had a friend that, from medical school that called me recently and said, I'm no longer doing that specialty that I told you before. And I was like, yeah, that's fine. Where are you moving to? And she said she's moving to another specialty, and this is why. And she's even moving to, I think, her third country now. And this is the reason. I said, fantastic. She said she called me to get insights about where she's transitioning, because that's what I've already done before. And she needs to get insights before she starts transitioning. And we spent, I think, 1 hour plus on the call. And I walked her through my early journey, the challenges, how I navigated it, and what she can do differently to avoid them. And she said she will always reach out if she needs more insight. I said, anytime. She didn't say, oh, because everyone, I've already been shouting, I want to do what will happen? Shut up the noise. Know when to pivot, know when to transition, know when to say, this thing is no longer serving me. This decision is no longer serving me. This location, Nigeria is not serving me. UK is not serving me. But anyway, if it's not serving you, make strategic plan and move. And so I'm still on this journey. So this is Spregify. I've not shared this on social media anywhere. But this is our backend. So we launched Spregify app in June, July 20 last year when I was doing my master's. And this is what we have achieved so far. We had over 5,000 users on our app now. And for women that are consistently asking questions on the platform, booking an appointment with doctors without always having to go to the hospital, we have served over 120,000 minutes. The time they would have stayed in traffic before going to the hospital, the waiting time before they could even see a doctor, or the time they would miss from work just to go and get reassurance, or second, to ask if the symptom they're feeling is normal or abnormal. They could do it from the comfort of their home. And then those of them that are pregnant, they could monitor their blood pressure on our platform and get it interpreted, and they can get alerts, as you can see, on if the blood pressure is high or normal. So, and then we have the academy where they learn on the go about pregnancy. So this is what we're doing, and we are still on this journey. Okay, but one thing I've consistently done on this journey is to build in my room. I've been loud. I've been loud about my journey. In fact, at some point, someone messaged me on Facebook and said, "Can you sit down? You are sharing a lot." And I said, please, I don't want to block you because I know you from my village. I know your family, your dad is a pharmacist, everybody in your family, they are pharmacists, you're not even in Nigeria. Please avoid my DM. Please. Be so loud until it becomes annoying. If you're not loud, you can't make it though. You think, say Funka Kindele, you think she's doing 3 billion, 2 billion by being quiet or building in secret. Let me just be discreet about it so that people will not know my next move. Ezioku, seriously, you will not make it though. You will not make it. You need to tell your story. Else, other people will tell it for you. You need to tell your story. You need to shape the narrative around your name, around your person, around your personal brand. If you're interested in being that person out there, you need to be loud. You need to be loud in a good way. You need to tell your story. You need people to connect to your story. When someone make a post and say, "Oh, please, I'm looking for a doctor that talks about maternal health," I'm scared. I will see my name in the comment section on Facebook. I will see it, especially on Facebook. People will tag me because I've been too loud. It could be annoying. Telling your story over and over, very annoying thing. But you have to do it. You have to do it to shape the narrative around your personal brand. Don't allow people to guess what you are doing. But if you're not that spotlight person, it's fine. You can do your thing low key. But if you're that spotlight person, that person that you want to be known for this, you want people to know that this is what you're doing. You want opportunities to come to you. You know, let me tell you, last year on LinkedIn, I opened my DM and I saw a message. It says, "Oh, good evening, Dr. Fnaya. I saw Pregify's story online. I have a and you guys supposed to be there. Please apply immediately. It's closing tomorrow." I opened it. It was Rekit Accelerator, and it was an insider there, one of their person that she's not even a Nigerian. I think she's a man. I don't know, but she's not a Nigerian. She's not an African. Just because I was sharing my story on LinkedIn, luckily she came across it and she messaged me. I applied for that program that night. In fact, let me not say this. So I applied for that program online, and you know what? We moved to the second stage. I did the second stage. We moved to the third stage. I did the interview with the Nigerian, I think the African branch. And after 2 weeks, they sent us that we made it to the last stage. We went to the last stage and we succeeded, and we moved into Rekit Accelerator in 2024, 2025 cohort. And that period was the first cohort to have maternal health, added into their WASH accelerator, and we made it there. And we got grants that was able to help us to build our app so fast. The grant they gave us helped us to build our app very fast. We hired people, it helped us that I don't even remember that we were building anything. I didn't cry over it. The only thing that made me cry was Apple and Play Store. But when about the finance, they helped us. Now imagine I wasn't sharing my story. Where would she even see me? Where would she know that what I was building? I have been on, I can't even name so many radio station, TV station, both paid and free ones. People saw me on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and they just reached out, "Please, can we have you there? Oh, can you come to our organization? Can you come and speak in this place?" Dr. Grace met me on Facebook where I was sharing my story, and that was the reason I'm here. You must be loud about it, except you just want to be the conservative person. But if you want to be there, you have to tell your story the way you want people to know you. You have to shape that narrative, okay? And the journey doesn't end. You have to be relevant. Recently, so I've not shared this online. So I know this is streaming to LinkedIn, but it's fine. This is March. 3 months ago, I lost another pregnancy. It was unexpected. I am someone that things, doesn't get to my skin that way, but this one got to my skin because I had always, my first child, our first child is 5 years plus. So the plan was once I finish my master's and I return to the country, I would just get pregnant, do the pregnancy the whole of this year. I was supposed to, have my baby in June, and then I will nurture the baby exclusively till the end of the year. And next year, I'll either do my MBA or go for another thing and move on with my career. But I lost that pregnancy towards the end of first trimester, and it was unexpected. Nothing. My son just took ill. We were running around. I didn't even expect, and I just bled, and that was it. No warning, nothing. And I got hurt so much. I lost, for someone that, helped a lot of women that I cannot count to actually manage even high-risk pregnancies, track, reverse threatening miscarriages, help women to manage a lot of things. This one got to be, and at some point I felt like, what's this? What am I going to do? Where do I start from? And at that point, I told myself I need to engage in something physical. So I picked up a clinical job at a cardiology center, close to my house, and I loved it. When I went to that cardiology center, and I met the AMD. I saw a lot of things that was happening, and I found out that the Dr. Ifnaya that was working in the clinics before is no longer the person that is on this job. I have changed. I was seeing things differently. In fact, some of the staff came to me and said, do you know that there are things that we have told our MD about to change many years ago, and he refused, and he's doing it in 1 month, 2 months that you came here just because you spoke about it. Why? I said probably he saw someone that have actually walked that part, that is talking from experience and conviction that this thing is going to work. And I was relevant to them. I've grown skills over the years just by pivoting. When I told people that the skill I have now, being a doctor is just like the foundation. If you give me your hospital or your enterprise today, I will set up your digital process and strategy. I'll do it, depending on how robust I want it to be, but I'll get it running in 1 week. I've gone out of my way to do courses on digital marketing, content marketing. I can edit videos. As you can see, my studio light is on with the background, everything. I'm just having 2 of them here. I've along the line put in skills that are not just, when I come and I tell my team I'm a medical doctor. No. When I'm able to introduce myself to other people out there, I introduce myself as a different person, as a different skill, depending on where I am. I've worked with another startup as their growth strategies and led their pilots in federal establishments in Nigeria. Because of the skill I've picked up along there. So if you don't just want to, you have to follow trend. When we're building our app, my co-founder said, we are going to hire somebody that is going to, do our images and all that, the icons. We did the baby journey. When you go to the Predify app, you see the baby journey on the app every week. I did it. We did not hire anybody. I told him I took one cut and join training on AI tools. I did it. The whole images on the academy, the whole child development image, but wanted to be unique to Predify that you not see on other apps. I did it. I picked that skill along the line. The prompt that they needed for other things, I crafted it. So you need to remain relevant. No, don't say, no, it will not come to medicine. It will come. You need to be trained to know what our people approach medicine now. It's just what to do. Like you have to keep when you are moving chemically, when adding and release doing your math, get see, doing fellowship, add other skills. Look at AI skills that you can use. Other day in the hospital, some of them
Oh, I think we've lost her. Oh my God. Okay, let's just wait a second. But you can all agree with me that this session has been power packed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, she's back. Okay. Dr. Ifnaya, are you back?
Yeah, I think I was thrown out of the meeting by my village people. But forgive them. Okay. But yeah, okay. So I need to share my screen again, right?
Yeah, you don't necessarily have to, yeah.
Because I can't see it again from my end. So let me see.
It's all right. Okay, I think you're
Okay.
back.
I think I'm back now. Okay. So please, you need to gather skills. If you're going into surgery, what is trending in surgery now? Are you going to robot assisted surgery? Are you going into different, like you need to find out what is relevant. You can't just be a doctor. You can't just, they will take over. They will take over, you know. Um, where I'm working currently, I was saying something that I'm going to leave them because we got into a business residency program that and we got it because of our social media too, you know. But one of the things I've done for them in just 3 months, I started with them mid-December and I'm leaving next week or in 2 weeks time, is that when my MD needs something, we just tell the front desk, please talk to Dr. Ifnaya about this. Please tell Dr. Ifnaya to draft this. And once they come, oh, if your MD say you should, I say no problem. I just open my tools and I just put in my templates. I have a folder, I just put my templates and I just send it to the Nigeria print. That's it. You see, spending, I don't, even if a patient comes and say they need a report, I don't spend 30 minutes drafting it. I already have my templates on my tool. I just put it and I send to friend, I say print. They bring, I sign, we stamp, we give to patient. So you need to know where you are going to, what will keep you relevant there, okay? And then this journey, I am finding, okay. This journey is going to, this journey tested me. It's still testing me. I told my co-founder, I'm depressed. You need to give me a new feature on the app. I am depressed. I feel like things are not working well. You know, it's not going to be smooth. If anybody is going to, it's not going to be smooth. So I usually ask people, therapy or food? And I will always tell you all of it. This journey is going to make you overwhelmed, underwhelmed, middlewhelmed, or underwhelmed. But what are you going to do? It mustn't be in startup. It could be that you're doing your fellowship. It could be that you're running a business, a non-profit, a community. They're going to test you. I've actually had a suicide attempt. I'm not even proud to say that stupid thing. You know, if I flip through the diary, you will see I wanted to attempt suicide sometime in 2023. You see, I wrote here, I said, I am grateful for every support I received. You know, I document them. You see, I've attempted suicide because some of this startup almost took my life. There were periods I didn't know what I was doing again. I started asking myself, are you sure? Should we not just go dust your license now that you still know what is an icteric SNOs? Are you sure this is really what you want? This is still early, at least you are still 30. This is too early, go back now, retrace your step. There was a time I didn't know I could move forward. But you know what has helped? These pictures I have here might not be the entirety of things that have helped me to cope, but they represent them. You see, when I was feeling very overwhelmed doing my master's, I joined the hiking team. So this was us hiking in Rwanda. You know, it's a mountain, they are surrounded by hills. So my school is like, the altitude is quite high, but we live on the mountain. You can see my school behind that hike. You see where my school is actually on the mountain, you know. So I go hiking when I feel overwhelmed during my master's. I went for hiking, and when it didn't help, I signed up for school bus and I moved to Kigali. I went on ice cream dates. I went to a Nigerian restaurant and I ate Nigerian food. And I saw my Nigerian battery moved from 10% to 90% just by eating good food. So please, when you feel overwhelmed, please just go outside and eat good food. It might just be the problem, okay? Just use that last card and go and eat. It might just be the problem. But if if food didn't solve the problem, maybe you can try seasonal fruits. I did my HbA1c last week, and it was not on the range of non-diabetic. It was the second step, but I'm not diabetic. And I knew it was the amount of mango I ate in the past 2 months. I took a revenge that I did not eat mango last year, but it makes me happy. So if you have access to seasonal fruits, you see corn, I go out to eat corn, it makes me good. When I walk in this my space, from what before I moved to, I got this temporary job. When I walk in this my space, sometimes I feel like, oh my God, my world is just rotating inside this room. I just step outside, I cross over, I eat corn. I stay where I'm eating corn, I would gist with the locals there, the elderly people, the mamas, I will laugh my lungs out. And that's therapy for me, And then I'm a sporty person, so I use the gym, I run. There are a lot of pictures I would have put here where I play table tennis, snooker. I actually learned how to play table tennis and snooker when I was feeling very low at my lowest moment, and I learned it and I still playing it. I go to the gym and just find reason to move from where you are to another place. Even if moving from Anambra to Lagos or Lagos to Abeokuta, just find a way to move around. Live where you are and move and change your. It might even be lodging into a hotel for 3 days. Let AC that is not the one for your house touch you so that your head will be calm. You will not know how much it will be beneficial to you to just leave that your sport, that particular place, and just go out for like a day or two. You will feel rejuvenated. Okay? And one of the things that helped me a lot is this. You see this community here. This is my mentor. And all of us here are his mentees, excluding one person that did not attend this event. This circle with my mentor have been very helpful. Every time I have problem or challenges concerning Pregify, I go to my mentor first. I want to check time. Hey, it's like I'm on your time. I'm going to. Don't give me 5 minutes. I go to my mentor. I will rant in his office, so I will rant, I will cry. He will just leave me. First of all, he will ask me, do you want me to be rational or do you want me to just allow you? I say, just allow me. I want to rant. And then he will just allow me. I will rant both senseless ones, sensible ones. I will just say it as it is. I will just let out my heart. And once I'm done, I will feel lighter. I will hug, and then he will give me words of encouragement. He will not teach, he will bring in other people, and I'll go back and I feel good, and I'll start again. That's why you need a mentor. Someone that has been on that part, I've suffered that frustration that is still waiting for you in front. You need it, because that shege, you will still pass through that street. You cannot escape it. So you need a community that understands you, a community that have been, that either walking the same journey or they have walked ahead of you. And mentorship circle is one of them. When we gather here, we always share what we are doing, our journey. We laugh, even relationship status, we laugh a lot, And then try to meditate. When it becomes too much, shut social media, shut your husband, shut your boyfriend, shut your everybody, your child, let everybody leave you alone. Go and meditate, have yourself for yourself. Whether you can do it at home or somewhere else, have yourself for yourself. We already talked about journaling. One of the reasons I didn't actually carry out the suicidal when I came back, I wanted to just document everything that maybe my co-founder would need when they announced that I did not make it. I wanted to document it. But while I was flipping the journal, I was not seeing things that I had written before. Wait, these are things I've done. These are challenges I've been through. I was flipping it. I was like, on this date, this thing happened. And I could not believe my eyes. I read one thing, oh my God. And after I read my journal, I knocked myself because I saw that I've even been through the worst things of my life and I did not die. And it's this one. That was how I now documented this as a journey in my journal. And I felt relief and I moved on with my life. So please, journaling is very important. And then, of course, one of the reasons, this is not a clear presentation, they say my husband, my husband. This one, you say my family. I would have even put my younger brother here. My family has been so supportive, so helpful. When I was coming on for this session, I was not at home. I have an event tomorrow, so I needed to go to the salon to restyle my hair because tomorrow is Sunday. I needed to go and do my pedicure because I only have Saturdays and Sundays to myself because of the cardiology center I was under. And I called my brother, I said, nah, I'll come in late to set up my workspace for me. And by the time I came in, he has turned on the AC, he has set up the lights, the background lights, I set up my laptop and turned it on, put my water, put everything. He already plugged my laptop and got it ready. When I go out, I don't think about what are they going to eat. My family, they don't bother me with that. When I want to cook, I say, okay, I want to cook soup today. I want to give you a special treat. This is someone that my husband actually loved my cooking. I used to cook. I even used to make milk from scratch for my family that then. But he saw as I was growing that things were dropping, and he was still very supportive. When I went for my master's, outsiders were calling me, where did you keep your baby? Well, I said, the baby don't get papa. If papa no, they even complain. What is the people's problem now? He's with his dad. And there was no day they called me that he swallowed nails or he hit his head on the wall. Not even a single day. So they have been very supportive. When I'm going for a meeting, even if like this reason I'm going, when I'm going to be out 2 days, they are there. When they say how busy my life is, if I remove my clothes, they wash it, if they iron it, my own is when I go there, I want to wait. I saw it's iron. I say, thank you, God bless you people in this house. I'll just wait and I leave. They have been very supportive in this challenging phase of my journey. So if you are still single, please try to make a choice of a life partner that is kind, someone that is supportive. The person mustn't be, they're overly wealthy, but if you see someone that is wealthy and is kind, double plus. Okay, but make sure it's someone that you communicate what you want to be, what you want to do, and they align to it. My husband knew from medical school that I wasn't going to be I'm not hammered though, but he knew I was still hammered. He knew it because we actually met in my year one, and I told him I don't want marriage. He said he wants marriage. I said I want medical school. I come from a poor background. Me, I don't want marriage. He said he will wait, and he has been very supportive. He have not changed. He hasn't changed. He used to wake me up in medical school to read. He used to make things easier for even when I was doing business. He will support. And he's still here, supportive, and being kind and gingering me. When he sees that my face is not, he will ask me, what is it? Did anybody pull out? Did anybody leave you? What's happening? What challenges are you facing? So please, first of all, my friends, if I litter their pictures there, my friends, even when they were not happy with my decision, some of them, they still supported me. Some of them that were writers, they gave me their skill. They were writing for me then on social media. Then when I wasn't designing, my friend was designing my flyers and everything. They were supporting me. They were very supportive. When there was a time I couldn't even afford 5K, 2K. If you ask me and you will have issue. If you ask me for 1K, we'll have issue. I don't have. Broke and brokest. I don't have. My friends will send me money. They will tell me, don't worry. Tell this one guy eat turkey. I've tried. I saw what you are doing on social media where you have built. I know you like turkey. Go and use it and buy 1 kilo and eat. My friends are very supportive. They understand the journey and they are not pressuring me to return the favor. They will always tell me, I know you're on a journey, don't worry. This thing will make sense, so don't worry. You're going to blow one day. So these are the things that are helping me. Find your circle, find your circle. Understand who is there for you. The people that are not there for you, but they don't hate you, allow them. The ones that they are not for you, leave them. You don't need a lot. And make sure that you build on top of it. As doctors, we really have strong network. I don't know how to say this so it doesn't come out offensive, but you will realize that outside medicine, you want to just say you don't have any contacts, you don't have any network, you don't have anybody to even reach out to. So please try to expand your network. If you just put that just doing creative work, they are doing this, try to go into those circles too. Try to expand your circle into those non-medical people. You will get insights from them. You will learn from them. Your mind will be blown. All right? And if it becomes too much, please go for therapy. I went for therapy last year, professional therapy. Luckily, my school paid for it because it was a US-based therapy. You know, they paid for it. I couldn't even afford it. But if you want therapy, affordable therapies in Nigeria, you get them. Try to come to Nigeria for therapy, like online. You will get affordable therapy. But luckily, my school paid for me for about 4 sessions with the organization, you know. So if it's becoming too much, go for therapy. Try to onboard into someone that is trained to listen to that kind of problem. They have different perspective to it. They are going to tell you the truth. They're going to pamper you. They're going to actually make you realize and change a lot of things. So if it becomes difficult, go for therapy and talk to your peers. Talk to me if you want to talk to me. If you go to my Facebook, my WhatsApp is there. My DM is always open, is unrestricted. I am not there yet, but if you want to get insights on where I have been, you know, to this point, reach out to me anytime. Both of us, we are busy. Well, I used to take call by 11 p.m. in the night. We'll find something that will work for us. Okay? So, look around you. Find the people that are doing what you want to do or something similar. Align with them. If something is not serving you, let it go. No matter how many years you have been on it. If it's no longer serving, please let it go. If at any point you feel you need to pivot, you need to move to something new, and you have a purpose, move. It will not be clear in the beginning, but when you're on it becomes clearer. Pregify started on WhatsApp. Let's just be on WhatsApp group. Now we moved, and we're even moving beyond. Like, I don't like you see it. You see it when we start announcing things for this year. And no matter the pain, the losses, the setbacks, please dust yourself up and move. Be your own motivation, because sometimes external motivation will not do it for you. Be your own motivation. Cry. Blame yourself, but don't blame yourself too much. Take responsibility of the decisions you have made before. Even if you felt like the best thing that could have happened, but it wasn't the best, and so what? Move on with your life. Okay? And until we see again, this is where I am, building Pregify for the 46 million women giving birth in Africa annually. And we hope that by 2030, every life of pregnant women in Africa will matter to everyone. Even one life, you know, matters a lot. Talk more of losing over 200 people only in Nigeria every day. So when you want to see me, I am still here building Pregify. I don't know where I'm going to move tomorrow. Maybe you see me in Lutz doing my residency next month. So please don't be surprised. It's me moving my journey in a zigzag way until I get to my destination. So thank you so much for having me.
Wow, 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 wow. Dr. Ifunanya, thank you so much. This is a session that, we should watch and rewatch all over again. I don't know what to say, but it's been wholesome. It's been, a full package. And I just want to say thank you for, volunteering your time, for, all the insights, for going back, detailing your journey, and I like your storytelling skills and how you've just extracted those important points with stories. All of your stories are in my head now. I'm not going to forget them. So thank you so much. And for being vulnerable with us, sharing things that some of us here would not, even want to share. And I like what you said about us being loud and annoying about our stories. You've thrown a glass into stone into a glass house now. Some of us, yeah, can relate to that. And I'm sure Dr. Jimmy would be like, yeah, tell them. That's what I want them to hear. Thank you so much. Well done. Thank you. And obviously, we're going to be preaching Pregify to anyone that I know is pregnant around me. And some of us too should, look forward to using that very soon. Yeah, so thank you so much. For the sake of time, I think I'll just take one or two questions. So if you have any question for Dr. Ifnaya, can you put them in the chat box? Then we'll select one or two for her to reply to. Yeah, so people are reacting in the comment section. Amazing, very insightful, wonderful. Fire. This session was fire. Thank you. Any questions? Okay, I'll give you 5 seconds. Pregify to do what? Dr. Grace is your proud, fan. Thank you. Right. Okay. So if there are no questions, I just want to say once again, thank you, Dr. Ifnaya. Like, you've given us a whole meal. Like, people are they are thinking about their lives right now, and this is what IWD is about. And before we started this session, I was having a chat with Dr. Jumi, and we're just talking about how women physicians should support one another. And I feel like your session, exemplifies the theme "Give to Gain," because you've given us a lot that we can gain from. So well done. And yeah, well done. That's all I have to say. So Dr. Falakemi, can you unmute yourself? And quick one, within 1 minute, please. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Finaya. I found this session very, very insightful. Okay, so my question is quite personal. I really liked your story, and especially with regards to the zigzag motion that you explained, and I felt and I felt and I felt I related to that as well, because right now I don't know, I just want your advice on my current situation. Um I I I'm a medical doctor, obviously. That I graduated. I did housemanship after 1 year. Then afterwards I have done clinical medicine, but the way my career has been, I've done the different aspects of medicine. I've been in clinical medicine, I've done telemedicine, and right now I'm in administrative medicine. And right now I've written PLAB. I have my UK license with registration to practice. You understand? But the UK has now started bringing has I don't know if anybody knows, has brought up a new prioritization bill. You understand? Which is giving a lot of people headache and heartache. You understand? So right now I'm lost. Yesterday was not funny for me. I'm just lost. You understand? Because most people say that, okay, you are like, because I post a lot on LinkedIn and everything, and people sometimes even ask me, oh, how do I go about navigating a career in administrative medicine? And I'm just like, my guy, let us go and ask the Lord together. You understand? How do we do this kind of thing? So I'm just like, what do I do? Not because I love administration. What I am doing now, I like it, you understand, but there's no to be honest, there's no room for progress of my career where I am right now, unless I leave, which I plan on doing. But then I just don't want to up and leave, and just for the sake of up and leaving. So so I don't even know whether I'm going back to clinical. Because I'm going back to clinical, I'm just going to be a general practitioner. That's always what I wanted to do. But if I go into administration, that's a different, and administrative medicine is very broad, I've come to understand. And then it's just like I would just delve into. So I just really don't know. What do you advise? I hope I make sense. Hello?
Hi, Doctor. I don't know. I think Dr. Ifnaya's connection, because she's frozen from what I can see. So maybe what we can do is send her, a message, and then she can, answer you privately. Is that okay? Hello? Hello? Can everyone, if you can hear me?
I was muted. Sorry, I was talking.
Yeah.
I found I
So
was
I think,
muted.
I think we'll do that. Okay.
How would I send the message to her? I don't have her.
On we can do that on, I have a number. I can chat her up and ask if she's happy for you to.
Okay. All right. But thank you.
No worries at all. Right, guys. Let's move on. So we still have a panel session and we have a lineup of amazing panelists to listen to today. And I was before this session, I just thought about how our panelists or our lineup of panelists exemplifies what EIM is about. And it feels to me like a launch of what we've been doing in EIM. And all of the ladies who are going to be speaking to you today were brought up and bred, in EIM by the amazing Dr. Jumi. And it's been a journey of 5 years and counting. And so I don't want you to, I want you to open your ears, same way we all open our ears to listening to Dr. Ifuna is how I want you to listen to these ladies. I respect them so much and I'm happy to be, moderating this session. So Dija and Faithful, are you there? Just unmute yourself if you're there. Oh, Dr. Ifuna. So, Dr. Ifuna, we've moved on to the panel session. Dr. Falakemi will reach out to you later. That's okay. Thank you so much. All right. So Dija Faithful, I want us to start with Dr. Oyekpeju's bio. Faithful, I think that's over to you. Can you introduce Dr. Peju, please?
Okay, I'm the one reading.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Can I be heard?
Yeah. So who is reading Dr. Peju's bio? I think it's Dija, right?
Yes, I think DJ is the one reading it.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Please go ahead.
Okay. Dr. Oyepeju Abiyoye Akintola, Oyepeju F. Abiyoye, MD, MSc, is an internal medicine resident at Allegheny General Hospital in Pittsburgh. She received her MBBS degree, MD equivalent from Bowen University, Nigeria, and holds an MSc in epidemiology and biostatistics from the University of Witwatersrand, South Africa. Prior to residency, she served as a clinical research assistant at the Flores Laboratory at Dana-Farber Cancer Institute, where she helped launch the International Pregnancy and Lung Cancer Registry. Her research centers on global and digital oncology, clinical trial education and access, and cancer health disparities, with the first author publication in peer-reviewed oncology journals and presentations at the ASCO and MASCC annual meetings. She was featured on the official ASCO 2026 abstract submission page and selected for the ASCO Advocacy Summit in 2025 and 2026. Dr. Abiyoye is a peer reviewer for several medical journals and the creator of Protocol and People, a digital media educational platform that breaks down clinical trials for everyone. Her goal is hemato-oncology fellowship with a long-term vision of leading clinical trials that expand access for underrepresented populations globally.
Thank you. Please welcome with us aspiring hemato-oncologist and oncology researcher, Dr. Oyekpeju Abiyoye. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And Dr. Kweju will be talking to us about career mapping for the early career physician. So Dr. Kweju, over to you. You've got 8 minutes. Thank you.
All right. Hi, everyone. Thank you for having me. EIM is home to me. And thank you, Irene. Thank you, Dr. Dija, for that wonderful introduction. Dr. Ifunaya, who went before me, is amazing, very inspiring. I picked up a lot of things from her session. Thank you for speaking to us today. And so I have 8 minutes to talk about something very dear to my heart. And it is basically, I have 8 minutes to convince you that you can have the career you want and you can literally get to the highest levels you want to get to. And that's my job today. I hope I'm able to do that. And so I've titled my presentation, Designing Your Medical Career with Intention. And here I am featured on the 2026 American Society of Clinical Oncology page, which is basically the biggest oncology conference in the world. But how exactly did I get here? So I went to med school in Nigeria, finished from Bowen University in 2017, got my MSc at the University of Witwatersrand in South Africa between 2021 and 2023, and then did research at Harvard's Dana-Farber Cancer Institute from 2023 to 2024. And this basically launched my global oncology career. Right now, I am an internal medicine resident in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania at Allegheny General Hospital, applying to hematology and oncology fellowship in the next 4 months. And my overall goal is typically to advance equitable cancer care for underrepresented populations worldwide. Moving on, and this is because I'm talking about career mapping. I want to just basically give you what my career map has been so far. I finished from med school in 2017. Dr. Sarah, who's on this call, and who's also one of the panelists, is somewhere in this picture, but she's not, you can't see her, but she's in this picture. And then house job, NYC, master's, research, basically everything I just said, matching into residency here in the US, and basically being featured on the ASCO page as well, which is a pretty big deal. And so what exactly is career mapping? Career mapping basically refers to a deliberate evolving strategy for aligning your clinical, academic, and personal goals with actionable steps over time. And for female physicians in particular, especially if you come from our part of the world, there are certain myths that we all have to unlearn. Things like your path has to be linear, or you have to figure it all out, or that there are a lot of systemic barriers that we face. There's a lot of bias. There's the motherhood penalty. We face a lot of imposter syndrome. And the truth is, if you don't actively map your career, it's going to default to what's available instead of what is aligned to your interests, what you are made for, and where exactly you can be. So as an early career physician, or someone who is even still in medical school, early decisions compound. So you have to pick your specialty of choice matters, and you have to it's best if you pick it early enough. Things like research investment, mentorship networks are things that matter for early career physicians. And so in brief, to map your career, you need to work with a framework in mind. The first is your vision. You really do need to clarify what your vision is early on. And it's okay if you don't get it all at once. Dr. Jumi really is someone who has been like a solid rock for me, because together we clarified my vision. Back in 2020, when I finished NYC, or when I was about to finish NYC, I had a lot of things I wanted to do, but together we worked on mapping it, ensuring that that vision actually aligns with where I'm headed and it is clear. So you want to know, do you actually want to go into clinical medicine? Are you interested in the academic aspect of clinical medicine, or do you want to do both? Like for me, I want to do both, and I am also interested in global health, equity, and policy, which is basically what I listed here, as well as leadership. So for me, my thread is actually global oncology, and that is the compass and the lens through which a lot of my career decisions follow. And so you then have to then talk about like your goals and set hard goals. Like, okay, what am I going to accomplish this year? In the next 6 months, what am I going to accomplish? In the next year, what am I going to accomplish? And you have to follow up on it. So you have to be accountable to your mentor in that sense. And so for me, I mapped that I wanted to match into residency in the US. And my detour was getting a master's degree. And so while doing that, I continued doing all of my exams, and I had timelines. I know that sometimes life happens, but you can't let life happening detour you from where you're going to, and that is you being accountable to yourself. One thing I treasure in my own life's journey is being really accountable to myself. You can give excuses to other people, but deep in your heart, you know where you can be. And so you have to hold yourself to the highest standards. Another thing that I know Dr. Ifunanya talked about, and which I loved when she talked about, is building visibility and being known for what you do. Like if you were to search my social media now, it would take you 5 minutes tops to have an idea of what I'm doing and where I'm headed. And you would not be distracted by anything that is not me. As a matter of fact, I had a mentor who literally I just met a few days ago in person, and then she was like, "Hey, I follow you on LinkedIn," and like she was telling me all about the things I do, and it was an honor. But it also helped me to see that creating a digital presence is something that is important. And so, if you want to do like things like academia and clinical medicine and all, you have to publish, and so you have to like really map a framework for that, which I will still get to. Couple of other things I wanted to talk about are things like skill acquisition. For me, my goal actually is to get to the highest possible point in clinical oncology. So globally, you will hear my name in the next couple of years. And it's not because of pride or anything. It is because I have mapped my career intentionally to be able to say that. And I continue to do things that will get me there. Apart from clinical medicine and research, I'm also big on advocacy. And so it is because of the things I have put out on social media, typically, that has led to me being called by, for example, the ASCO Advocacy Summit, which is typically trainees aren't even part of this, but I got invited last year, this year, and hopefully subsequently, because I will still get to mentorship and sponsorship, but just seeing the things I have done, it made sense to invite me for that. And then navigating a lot of challenges, you have to acquire the skills to actually navigate these challenges. And I believe that's something that EIM really robustly prepares us to do. So I'm not gonna really dwell on that. Now, something practical. I went into my email and I saw a specific email I sent to Dr. Jumi on the 8th of June, 2020. This is 2026. And so that's almost 6 years ago. And I had my 10-year plan. And I don't have the actual picture here, but this is just the email I sent to her. Hey, Dr. Jumi, attached to my 10-year plan. And some of the things I specifically said was, oh, I want to pass my USMLE examinations. I want to match into residency. Complete residency. I'm still on that journey, as you can tell, that this is just year 6 of 10 years. And so for me, I am at this point because I'm still at the point where I'm finishing residency and beginning fellowship applications. And then this is my next step. So I know where I'm headed. At no point am I in the dark about my career goals. And when I then talk to Dr. Jumi, when we talk, there's already a map that we are following. So when we start talking, we're talking about the next step. So if you already have a 10-year plan written, I want to implore you, or a 5-year plan, I want to implore you to go back to it, sit down with it and be accountable and ask yourself, where am I on this journey? And what are the things I need to do? Like I said earlier, the goalpost to shift, that's okay. But you can always come back. That's something I like that Dr. Jimmy says a lot. You can always shift the goalpost, and that's okay. But the goalpost is still there. Like you have the goals, you can shift the goalpost, but you still have to meet those goals, And if you have to, I would also acknowledge that I have been somewhat lucky that the things I wanted to do 5, 6 years ago are still the things I want to do. For everyone, it's not like that. So you might need to change certain things along the line, and that's okay too. But the framework still remains the same. Like you have to still then go back to the drawing board, write out what you want to do, what your plans are, and then follow them, basically. Yeah. And then, these are things I already talked about. But one thing I want to really highlight is that when you're designing your career with intention, you realize that you're not just building a career, you are actually building a legacy. In 10 years' time, in 20 years' time, what will be said of you? Yeah, you're a physician, but like that's quite honestly, that doesn't encapsulate all of you. That's not just what you are supposed to be. And even if you are a physician, like, oh yes, I went to medical school, that can be the zenith of you, of where you're headed. So you have to start thinking about building a legacy. And that is why you design your career with intention. Otherwise, the tours will just keep happening and you keep moving with the wind. And I talked about some of my milestones and moments that keep me grounded, but also help me see that there's nothing impossible, literally. There's nowhere you can get to in your career. This was last year on Capitol Hill, the White House, basically advocating for proper oncology care for patients, basically. And when you get into these spaces, you realize that the people there are really just people, They're not special, they're not better than you. And so that's what that exposure did to me and continues to do to me. I am in spaces where most of the time, for example, I'm actually at a conference right now, and most of the time I'm maybe the only Black person or one of two Black people in the room. what sometimes that does to you is makes you feel inadequate, but you can't afford to feel inadequate. So consistent exposure to those particular platforms helps you to see that, hey, I should be here. I deserve to be here. And this was at Elevate Wellness Retreat, which is also an EIM thing. And what I want to highlight here is mentorship. It has been the cornerstone of my growth. Dr. Jumi is here in the middle. If you don't know Dr. Jumi, she is the founder of EIM and she's a life force. And, you know, Dr. Jumi has helped me through my career development. Literally, she has been my mentor since 2020. And so we have navigated all of this together, you know. And I want, if you don't want to be someone who is consistently changing mentors. You might have specific mentors for certain aspects of your life, you know, but I strongly believe that having a life mentor that has continued to, like, that I've continued to follow over the last 6 years has been very tremendously helpful for me. So you might have a lot of other mentors in other areas of your life, but I implore you to have someone that you are accountable to for like an extended period of time, because that is very helpful, really. And then, yeah, this was at Elevate Wellness Retreat. And this is a beautiful thing that happens in North America, which is our own version of GAWIM, if I would say so. And it's something that you should be at if you're in North America. It's coming up again very soon, next couple of months. Yeah, and these are some of the roles I occupy in EIM that have grounded me, because they have taught me how to talk to the right people. Now, as the administrative director, I've been tasked with building like operational systems and just ensuring we have a strong organizational structure. Of course, that transmits into my own life and how I approach mentors and sponsors, because I already have built that organization in my life. And so I can translate that, as well as, like, you know, my research role at EIM. Now, sponsorship, this is also very essential. Dr. Flores, who is pictured here, is a thoracic oncologist at Harvard's Dana-Farber Cancer Institute, and she was my research mentor, who then transitioned to become a sponsor because she continues to mention my name in rooms that I have never walked into. And so when I then, because of that, when I walk into those rooms, or when I get the opportunity to get into those rooms, I already have the backing of someone that these people already know. But you don't get sponsorship if you are not a serious-minded person. And I don't say that lightly, because they don't have time. So like they just have to see that you already have the basic structure and you want to continue to grow. And so that's something I really wanted to highlight. You will get sponsors when you start showing yourself to be someone who can be sponsored, you know, because it is their name. You must realize that sponsors are putting their name on the line for you. And some of the things Dr. Finaya said as well, you know, sponsors are putting their names on the line for you. And so you must show yourself to be worthy of that. And that's all I would say about sponsorship for now. And then these are just some pictures from ASCO, you know, just like interviews, presentations, awards, all of that. And some more pictures, beautiful pictures, and some more pictures at Capitol Hill, at interviews, and all of that. And then the last thing I was going to really touch on is your uniqueness. You must be able to pinpoint what you can do uniquely that elevates you as a whole. And for me, right now, it is Protocol and People, which is a clinical trial platform where I'm trying to basically demystify clinical trials such that everyone can really understand what it is really about. And so for me, it is unique. And it is also something I'm also using as a selling point, in addition to my research, my clinical skills, my advocacy, and which I would then subsequently use to get grants. It is part of a 10-year plan. So there's nothing you should do that is disconnected from, I mean, I can't say blanketly, but really, when it comes to career mapping, whatever you're doing needs to be able to tie into where you're headed, you know. You must be able to sit down and say, this is going to take me here. So this is going to help me to get certain grants that then help me to get into rooms, certain other rooms, when it comes to like clinical trials, get like NIH grants, like, you know, and then eventually it helps accelerate my career faster than if I was just doing clinical medicine. So for me, that is why I'm doing this, in addition to actually like providing education. So you must be able to tell yourself, like, give yourself an answer to why you're doing whatever it is you're doing. And then publications, if you are going to go into clinical medicine academia, you want to be world-renowned, it is essential for you to publish in high-impact journals. EIM is launching our research hub soon. That is something that we will continue to talk about here. And, one thing I wish I knew earlier was I thought that you could do everything at once, and you can do everything. You can do a couple of things at once, but you can't do everything at the exact same time. So if you're someone who has a lot of interests like me, you must be able to say, at this time, what do I need to do? And then the other things are going to be like wants. For example, I need to pass my UHMLE exams. Every other thing is cool. I have them on the back burner, but this is what I'm focusing on now. Now for me, one decision that changed everything for me is choosing to get an MSc before I started residency, because it opened the door to getting a research year at Harvard and then getting a lot of other research opportunities. And sometimes, an unconventional path eventually ties in, ties in very beautifully. And sometimes you don't know exactly what that part is going to be. And so, yeah, so for me, that was just one thing I know that really set me apart. And so in summary, career mapping is deliberate. I know that sometimes this is not what we want to hear, but it is incredibly deliberate. It is not luck. It is not, oh my God, people just like her. Oh my God, people just, she just has people who just root for her. That's not true. You have to be deliberate about building the career you want. And I also went to medical school in Nigeria, and I am going to be, I tell you for sure, one of the best oncologists in the world. But that is not going to happen just by mere wishful thinking. You have to also get rid of imposter syndrome, or feeling like, oh my God, I don't deserve to be in the room. I tell you for sure, for free, that the people in the room are not better than you. But if you are deliberate enough, and of course with God's help, you're deliberate enough, and you carefully map your career, and follow the strategies required, having the right mentors, ensuring that you get sponsorship by being someone who is actually conscientious and tenacious, and building things that are unique. Look at all the characteristics you have that are special. You would have noticed it from maybe when you were in med school or prior to then. For me, I've always loved to write. And so I always bring that into everything I do. Yeah, there are things in you that no one else has. No one else has the combination of skills that you have. You just have to sit down and map your career, such that you don't have to take 20 years to get to somewhere you can get 25 years. That is what career mapping essentially does for you. I am sure my time is up, but I want to say thank you for listening, and I'm open to answering any questions.
Wow, thank you, Bridget. That was really, really powerful. And can you hear me? Oh, yeah. That was really powerful and inspirational. Yeah, even I myself took one thing or two away from this session. So thank you and well done. Well done on all you do, for EIM and inspiring every one of us. So any questions for Dr. Peju? One question, because Dr. Sarah has to, go in for a surgery. So one question for Dr. Peju. Okay, alternatively, you can send the question to us via email and we'll get Dr. Peju to respond. Thank you. So next we have Dr. Sarah Michael Duja, who is kindly joining us from her consulting room today. And I'm going to have one of Faithful Odija to read her bio. Please go ahead.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Dr. Ipeju, for such an amazing session. So I'll be going into the bio for our next speaker, Dr. Ofoma. Dr. Ofoma Agbede Ejugeme
Sorry,
is a
Dr. Sarah. Sorry,
Dr. Sarah.
Dr. Sarah, yeah.
Okay, Dr. Sarah. So Dr. Sarah Michael Duja is a senior resident in family medicine at Bowen University Teaching Hospital with a growing focus on geriatric care and community-based health systems for older adults. She is passionate about delivering person-centered care while strengthening preventive and long-term care models, particularly in undeserved communities. Dr. Sarah is the founder of the Gray and Grain Foundation, a faith-based NGO that provides free medical and welfare outreaches to vulnerable elderly populations, promoting health, literacy, and dignity through culturally sensitive education. She is committed to academic medicine and actively teaches and mentors medical students, believing strongly in raising the next generation of clinicians and leaders. She previously served as welfare director of the Society of Family Physicians in Nigeria, Oyo State Chapter, between the years 2023 and 2024, and is a member of the Nigerian Medical Association and the Medical and Dental Council of Nigeria. Within the Excellence in Medicine Ladies Network, she serves on the 2026 Gain Planning Committee and coordinated the 2025 cohort of the 180 Days Mentorship Program in collaboration with the Medical Women's Association of Nigeria. Beyond medicine, she is the CEO of Sarah Deli Street and serves as an executive director at Mount Up Church of All Nations alongside her husband. She's a devoted wife and mother, committed to empowering women in medicine to pursue purpose, leadership, and excellence. Please let's welcome Dr. Sarah Michael Judah.
Welcome, Dr. Sarah. We love you. Right. So Dr. Sarah will be talking to us about making decisions that align with our vision and interest. And one of the reasons we've brought her to this panel is because of her track record as well. So we've listened to Dr. Ekpeju, who is going to be the best oncologist Africa has ever witnessed. And we have Dr. Sarah, who is going to be the most fantastic geriatrician you're ever going to see. And it's just, hearing these people trying to understand how they've made this decision that's led to where they are in their careers, I think would help the younger generations. Even older people can learn as well. So over to you, Dr. Sarah. Thank you. Dr. Sarah, you're muted. You forgot you're muted. Sorry.
All right, thank you. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much, EIM, for this opportunity. Thank you, Dr. Jimmy. I'll just go straight to sharing my slides. Did you see my slides before?
Not yet. Sorry.
Okay. I'm sorry, I'm also in a hurry
No
because
worries.
I'm on call and I have to be in theater. I have to be in theater, so okay. Right, making decisions and choosing opportunities that align with your vision. Okay, before I go ahead, I just have a picture here. And in the picture, you can see the picture has all women. This is one of my favorite pictures because I was the senior registrar in the picture. I'm the senior registrar. My junior reg, a female. My house officer was a female. And then the scrub nurse was also a female. So we had a complete team of women working that night. This was during call hours, by the way. Okay, so it's very important for us to align our decisions with our vision. It is very, very important. But briefly, I would just like to say that your vision is what you can see ahead of you, where you can see yourself. We'll still talk more about this. And what are the common challenges and opportunities that female physicians face? Because we are early career doctors. And what are these common challenges? Yes, you have the challenge of clarity of purpose. You feel like, how do I even know what I am doing with my life? I'm just here in medical school. After medical school, what next? Or what specialty do I like? I've rotated through all the units in during house job, and it's like I don't even find anything interesting. Or you are going through it and you feel like everything is interesting. I want to do everything. I want to be everything. And sometimes you're thinking, where do I stay? Do I want to stay in the country? Do I want to leave the country? Do I want to stay in this particular state? Which institution do I stay? They pay well here, they don't pay well there. And you're also thinking of love. Oh, I'm going to get married. My fiance is this. Oh, my partner, my husband is this. these are areas, these are things that could be challenges, and they could also be points, opportunities for us, okay? And finance, you're thinking, if I work in a state hospital, they won't pay me so well like a federal institution, okay? And so many other things. So all of these things, they have a way they play together in taking you where you're going. Because if you don't see right, you will not know how to navigate these things. You will not know how to navigate these questions, how to answer these questions correctly. All right. So your personal vision. In EIM, we talk a lot about our vision. December every year, we have our visioning retreat. Okay. So your personal vision is your guiding star. It is that thing that is like that place you can see. So you can ask yourself these questions. What do you see about yourself? Where do you see yourself? I love the way Dr. Peju, what she did with her presentation. Dr. Peju, I've known Peju since uni days. That's since 2009. And Peju has always been a very smart person. So, where do you see yourself? Peju has always had a vision. I told her something. I think I made a post. I reached out to her last year, and I was telling her that I remember when we resumed clinicals. That was in 2014 in Ogbomoso here, and the technician that was taking us hematology practical, she asked us, where do you see yourself? What do you want to become in future? And when you said something that was so grand, at least to me, it sounded so grand. And I was like, what is this girl thinking about? Why is she dreaming this big? She mentioned something about oncology, and I have no doubts that she's going to be one of the best oncologists in the world. So, where do you see yourself? Okay. How do you see yourself? And how do you see your career? Do you see yourself as, oh, I'm just a bloody medical student? Oh, I'm just a resident that nobody, because, and you see, in this part of the world, especially in residency, your senior colleagues, they can say a lot of things to you that would demoralize you, and you just feel like, oh God, who am I? Am I ever going to make it in this life? Okay. So don't look at yourself based on the things you have heard over and over, those negative things that have been confessed over you. Throw them away, pray and reject all of those things, and focus on what you see yourself to be in the future. And what do you see yourself doing? If you see yourself as an oncologist, start carrying yourself as one. Start looking the part, start dressing the part, start doing activities that will take you in that direction. Start attending courses, attend events. These things have been mentioned over and over. I don't want to overflow them. So what are core principles for making your decisions? Number one, know your values. I remember one of the things that made me decide to stay back in Ogbomoso, because as a medical student, I saw how other specialties treated their patients, and I saw how family medicine treated their patients. I saw that they had a lot of empathy. They displayed it. Their patients were not just cases. They related with their patients like they were human beings. They treated their patients as a whole. And they did not just treat the patients, they also attended to the needs of the family. And I felt, well, I'm interested in geriatrics. The routine way is just to go through internal medicine or to leave the country, because at least there was no there's no geriatrics residency in Nigeria. I don't know about now, but as at then. So I felt like, well, I'm not going to go through the conventional route. I will go through family medicine, because I see that these people, these guys, they have something that I want. My core values, empathy, compassion, they displayed it, and I decided I will come back here for residency. So your decisions should be rooted in the things that you genuinely care about. Now you need to evaluate your long-term impact. One of the things I also saw in this place is that these guys, they have a lot of skills. As medical students, I saw junior registrars doing surgeries. I mean, and these guys were good. These guys were really good. And I was just like, these people are not surgeons, they are family physicians, but they are solving a lot of problems for people. And I felt like I need to acquire skills in this place. I don't want to go to a place where I won't have access to these skills. And of course, from that first picture I showed you saw that I now operate. I'm on call right now. I have a surgery. They are already calling me, so I have to run. So I saw that these guys have something. So what's My long-term impact. I evaluated the long-term impact. Like, I need surgical skills. I want to help the poor. I want to help people that conventionally they cannot afford a lot of things. I want to be there. So I chose this place instead of a place that would pay me very high and I won't be able to get the skills that I need. Okay. And then seek growth. Okay. Every opportunity you have, take it. In EIM, we have so many opportunities for service. Okay, last year I did the 180 days mentorship, and that opportunity has made me to grow. I have interacting in EIM, being under Dr. Jumi's mentorship and all of that has helped me to grow. Okay, so she gives assignments, I do them. Oh, do this, I do, and that has translated into what I am now doing. Okay, I'll talk about that later. So what's your framework for evaluating opportunities? You have key questions that you need to ask. Before committing to any opportunities, you need to assess whether they align with your vision and your values to ensure meaningful and fulfilling choices. Okay, so the opportunities that you want to go for, they must align with those things that you believe. For example, I have Gray and Green that I'm doing now, and it's something that aligns with what I want to do. I want to help the poor. I see these old people and I see that many of them cannot even afford basic things. I remember one outreach that we did, there was radio jingles and everything, and these people came out in their numbers. And one of those people gave a feedback. One of the beneficiaries gave his feedback, and he said that he can't afford to go to a hospital, and he knew he needed to go to one, but because he heard on radio that there was free outreach, medical outreach, and we gave these people drugs. I'm not talking about giving them just 2 tablets of paracetamol. We gave them anti-malarials, we gave them antihypertensives for all those who needed. We gave them in packs, okay, like a month's supply. So we're not just giving them, oh, just take these 2 days drugs for supply. No, that's not what we did. We saw them, we took care of these people. So you need to take opportunities that align with your visions. I want to help people that are poor. So yeah, I came to this environment where I have access to such people. And then you need to assess skills and balance. You need to evaluate your potential skills, the skills you will gain where you are and in that place where you want to go. Okay. And then how will this impact your work-life balance? All right. Because you need to be able to make the right choices. Now, Dr. Pedro has talked about this self-doubt, imposter syndrome. At one point or the other, you may experience it, okay? In your journey, you feel like, am I the one doing this? Am I really doing this? Well, yes, you are. You deserve to be in those rooms, okay? Now, inspiration from my experience, the Gray and Green Foundation. Yeah, it seems like Gray and Green is just very new and it's still my baby. Yes, Gray and Green is my baby, but would you believe that Gray and Green is a vision that I saw Gray and Green first. That was in 2021. I remember that day I was just in my room. I got the name Gray and Green. I wrote it down. I opened an Instagram page. I told Dr. Jumi about it, and Dr. Jumi was like, okay, Sarah, you're going to do this. I was still a junior reg at the time, by the way. I was still a junior resident. I was like, oh, Sarah, you will do this. And I remember her telling me that, oh, by the time you become a senior registrar, you will start creating awareness and doing outreaches and stuff like this. But I just wrote those things and kept it aside until we attended Gain last year. And last year, last year's Gain just did something to me. And from that moment, I started taking steps. Those things I wrote and just closed my books. I brought them out and I started doing those things again. Now I can say that I'm proud of what I am doing. And yeah, empowering female doctors. So in this picture right here, you see me and 2 other lady docs. Okay, the lady on my left, that's Dr. Ashepe Adebite, and the lady on the right is Dr. Layemi Akonji. They are all Bowen graduates. These were my juniors. When I was a doctor here, these guys were students, but now they are medical doctors. Dr. Ashepe, the lady on black, she's a community medicine resident. She's very, very good in Yoruba language. So she comes with us on our outreaches and speaks very good Yoruba that these people can understand, okay? And here we have Dr. Akoji, she helps us in consulting and all. Now, this Gray and Green has given me a platform for other doctors to express themselves. And medical students also volunteer. I remember our last outreach, we had in fact, it's not the last, all our outreaches, the people that take care of our media, they are medical students. They take care of the media, they edit our photos, they edit our videos, they are giving themselves. It has created a platform that has empowered young um, female doctors. All right, so what are practical steps forward? Number one, you need to reflect. You need to review your vision from time to time. Those things, those dreams, those ideas that you wrote down in your journal, don't just keep it closed. Pick that journal from time to time. Look at it. Are you still on that journey? If you are not on that journey, how can you retrace your steps? And from time to time, evaluate, okay, what are the opportunities you have right now? Maybe you see that where you are, a lot of people don't have access to something. Be like Dr. Ifuna, yeah, I think her name is Ifuna, our guest speaker today. She saw that there are a lot of women who don't have access to antenatal care. They have questions, but they don't have the access to ask those questions. And she created a platform, a digital platform where they go. So evaluate what are the loopholes that you are seeing, and you can convert those loopholes to opportunities. We have a lot here in Nigeria that you can convert to your opportunities. And then, of course, build strong networks. You need to build a strong support system. You need to have your family as a support system. Um, if you have mentees, people that look up to you, yeah, there are people that can actually support you on your journey. Accountability, attend events, just like it has been mentioned, attend events, meet people. Don't just meet people and just save their numbers and be disturbing them, but connect with them intentionally. Okay, all right. I think I'll stop there. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you, Dr. Sarah. That was also very, very impactful. Very, very impactful. Thank you so much for, sparing time to, do this presentation out of your tight schedule. And I'm super proud. When I saw the picture, the Gray and Gray Foundation, activities last, I was like, wow, wow, wow. AIM girls be doing things. So well done, well done. Thank you so much. Any questions for Dr. Sarah? Please just raise your hands. People are not asking questions today. Okay. Is there any question in the chat box? Okay. Then we can release you to, yeah, Dr. Jimmy said, Gawin 2027 guest speakers loading. Like, no cap. To release you to go and save some more lives. Thank you so much. Right. So next, I'm torn between Dr. Ufoma and Sharon. So I think let's go with Dr. Ufoma. So Dija or Faithful, I'm quite confused. Whoever has Dr. Ufoma's bio, please unmute yourself and start reading. Thank you.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much once again, Dr. Sarah, for that amazing session. It was very insightful. Okay, so I'll be reading the bio for Dr. Ofoma. Dr. Ofoma Agbedia Ejuveme is a physician and emerging endocrinologist, currently serving as an endocrinology fellow after completing her internal medicine residency at Morehouse School of Medicine. During residency, she was part of the leadership team of the Journal Campaign, supporting resident engagement in clinical research and academic discussion. She began her medical career in Nigeria as a general clinician and earned her medical degree from the University of Calabar College of Medical Sciences with an earlier degree in anatomy and cell biology. Dr. Abedia Ejikeme is passionate about innovation in healthcare, particularly the role of digital health in improving access, efficiency, and patient outcomes. Through clinical excellence, academic engagement, and a forward-thinking approach to technology, Dr. Agbedia Ejigureme continues to shape our path as a physician leader in the. Please let's welcome Dr. Foma to take the next session.
All right.
Welcome, Dr. Ufoma. Just before you start
Thank you.
talking, I'm sure you're going to be talking about mentorship, and I know we've heard a lot about mentorship. I know Dr. Jimmy's name has been mentioned. 1 million times during this, meeting. But I feel like the topic of mentorship cannot be overflogged. And one of the bedrocks, of why we are here is mentorship. So, Dr. Ufoma, over to you. I know you've had a one-to-one relationship with Dr. Jimmy. You've spent a lot more time with her than most of us here. So obviously you have a lot more insight from, being close to her. So I'll just let you carry on. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. I'm really excited to be here today. Thank you, Dr. Jimmy, for this opportunity to be a part of this panel. And thank you to EM community. I have learned a lot today, a whole lot. Okay, so so I do not have a PowerPoint, and I know that a lot of what I have talked about, what I'm going to talk about today, has already been mentioned in the previous conversations. Thank you to Dr. Efunaya for your amazing presentation and just being vulnerable with us today with your journey so far. So my name is Ufoma Agbedia Ejugemre, and my fun fact is I have the same first name with my husband, so which is why my last name is super long. So if you Google me online, you're going to see a man, and you're not going to see me. So just FYI. But my story so far is I did my undergraduate in cell biology and anatomy at the Delta State University. And afterwards, I did a one year NYC in Meduguri. And that was like a turning point in my life, because at that point I saw how vulnerable a lot of Nigerians were in terms of healthcare. And that's really triggered my decision to go back to medical school, even though I had already decided that this medical school was not a thing for me at that point. Subsequently, I did my house job at the Boy University Teaching Hospital. And I want to mention that because prior speakers have all had similar trainings or experience at Bowen. So I think Bowen is a common ground at this point for at least three of us so far. It was really an excellent training time for me in my career. I think it built a lot of the capacity that I have as a person right now during that 1 year time in Bowen. Afterwards, I wrote my USMLE exams. I worked for, I think, about 3 to 4 years in Nigeria, and then moved over to the US for residency at the Morehouse School of Medicine in Atlanta, where I will speak about a little bit, because the role of sponsorship at that point was really loud in getting me into that position. And then after residency, which was when I physically met Dr. Jumi at that point in time. And then now I'm currently an endocrinology fellow at the University of Iowa. So today I'll be talking about mentorship as it relates to us as excellent female physicians. Mentorship is not just, I think the role of mentorship cannot and will not be overemphasized, in terms that mentorship is an investment that we make to ourselves. It is not, it's not an option if you want to grow and excel. And just as Dr. Sarah and Dr. Peju have already mentioned in their presentations, the role that mentors have in our lives is humongous. It is so, so loud. And coming from a Nigerian background, or coming from Nigeria, where we think that everything is just, and I'm going to be very, very relaxed in my talk today. So I may say some things in vocabulary, but just take it easy with me, okay? Coming from Nigeria, where we don't value paying for stuff, we want to get it free, 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 free. A lot of the times, those free things do not really give us a lot of impact long term. And mentorship is where we invest in ourselves. I did not really understand this up until the last couple of years in my life, where in America, you see people who have life coaches, who have mentors, and they are paying heavily to get access to those people. They have nutrition coaches, they have sport coaches, they have finance coaches, and all of that. which we don't see in Nigeria as a big deal just because of our culture and the way we were brought up, that if it's free, then we have access to it. No, mentorship is important, and we need to have that recurrent conversation. And I'm so grateful to the fact that I got to meet Dr. Jumi in person, and which is why it's a funny story for me, because I met her as my friend and not as a coach, or not as my mentor initially. And then she's like, I have this group. I'm like, okay. And maybe I will join one kind. Maybe I will just enter at some point in time. But I think the turning point for me was, I've always known Dr. Jumi is an excellent person. One thing that she said to me one time when she came to see me was, I don't do African time. She said she was going to be there, I think 7 or 8. We were going to church that morning. And before time she was ready, it's like, I don't do African time. I said, okay. It was new learning for me. But Dr. Jumi is my mentor because I know for a fact that she preaches what she says. I went to help her pack her house when she was moving from Atlanta after residency. After her second residency, I would say. And in her room, at this point, I was not even part of AIM like full term. I was still like, eh. And in her rooms, everything that she says about like your vision board, I started reading all those things on her walls. I'm like, eh? Like I went into her room, her bathroom, and I saw all of those things. I said, oh, this lady actually preaches what she does, because she's not just saying it out there, she is doing it. And that is the type of mentor that we want to have in our lives. So mentorship is a catalyst. Our mentors are sounding boards to what we want to be. Our mentors are why mentorship matters is that it helps you expand your mind. There are thoughts that you may be having in your head that, oh, is this achievable? Is this doable? Just like what Dr. Peju said, she had her 10-year map out. And just having that big audacious dream, if you don't have somebody who would actually say this is doable, this is possible, then you just toss that at the back burner. But having somebody say, yes, this is doable, this is reasonable, this is important, you can do it. Let's see how you can address this in multiple steps across the years. That's a mentor. That's someone that would not just encourage you to be your best version, but someone who will call you out on your mistakes, and someone who will call you and say, hey, you're not doing this right. Right? So I feel like mentorship is something that we need to have a recurrent conversation about. The impact of mentorship in my early career, I remember in my first year of residency, I wasn't even thinking of doing fellowship. I wasn't even thinking of doing endocrinology. I'm like, I beg. At this point in time, I have done BSc. I have done a cell, and I've done medical engineering certificate course. I have worked. Now I'm doing residency. I'm tired. I beg. Dr. Jimmy said, this fellowship, you're going to do it. And now I look back and I'm grateful for that push that she gave to say, this fellowship, you have to do it. You have to be your best version. And if we don't have those pushes behind us, we may not excel to be the best version of ourselves. A week ago, I had a very, very terrible, busy week at work. And one thought kept coming in my head. And that was from my conversation with Dr. Jumi like 2 or 3 weeks prior. She said, you're going to stretch. You're going to stretch. God will not give you an extra 1 or 2 hours in your day, but you're going to do all that you can within that time frame. You're going to stretch, and in stretching, you build capacity. That's what a mentor to do for you. Now, coming to building and finding the right mentor, you have the qualities that you want to see in your mentor. And I really appreciate Dr. Ifunaya's sharing the information about finding mentors outside of medicine. Yes, finding a mentor in medicine will help you because they have the same challenges, the same training as you have, but you also need to have somebody who is not in that same headspace as you are, who would help expand your brain. And I really love that brain expansion part. Expand your mind, expand your thought process to say, hey, this is life outside of your comfort zone, right? So finding the right person who will call, who you are in quotes, who you revere and respect enough to be accountable to, but who is accessible enough to you to listen to you without judging, but also saying, hey, this is what I think and this is the way forward. And being the right mentor as well, because mentorship is it's a two-way relationship. It is both the mentor and the mentee, and finding that time to meet in the middle or somewhere in between, because initially it may just be 80-20 and it may shift to 50-50. It's not a fixed point. Having the mind that mentorship is about being vulnerable across different aspects. And I speak a lot about Dr. Jumi because she's the person who I've had the longest relationship with as a mentor. So my relationship with her has evolved from just being my friend. Dr. Jumi to Dr. Jumi, my mentor. When I see I call, I know that I must call back or I must act accordingly, right? And it is that understanding helps put your brain in the right position to learn all that you can from that person, to glean all that you can from the person who you say, this is my mentor. This is the person that I am going to listen to. This is the person that I know provides guidance. And because they have walked the same walk I'm about to walk, they have done the same things I'm about to do, and they have more insights. Why will I wait 5 years to make a mistake when somebody who has made a mistake ahead of me can provide that insight, right? So having that relationship, being vulnerable in all that we are. Dr. Jimmy knows everything there is to know about me at this point in time. So I am not scared that, oh, she's going to, no, she will call me out when I'm making a mistake, and she will cheer me up on when I'm doing great. That's the type of mentors that we want. Then how do you become a mentee of value? Is you doing the hard work, right? You need to be in a position to say, this is where I want to go. And your mentor just says, this is how I can help you get to that point. You have to have something that you bring to the table. As a mentee, you cannot just come empty like that. It is you that will go and pray to God to give you the vision for your life. It is you that will go and pray to God to understand where you want to get to and how to get there, and to put in the daily work to achieve your quarterly, yearly, and long-term goals, right? You need to respect your mentor's time. You don't just show up for a meeting 30 minutes behind time. You need to show up at the time of that meeting. I know we always call this African time. When I'm talking about Jimmy, I don't have African time in my brain, because if she says she's calling him back in 15 minutes, she's calling him back in 15 minutes. And you better be there to listen to pick up the call. If not, for me, I don't even know I don't even want to know what's going to happen at that point in time, because it's not going to happen. And then following through on the tasks that your mentor will have you do. So, and it's not just, oh, this is my mentor. Your mentor is also a human being. They have their own challenges, their own struggles, and their own daily life that you're going through, which is busy as well. So you need to be able to respect their time and respect whatever is going on in their lives. That if they're making 5 minutes for you as a mentor, then you put in all of yourself into that time that they are giving to you, because they are also going out of their way to also learn as much as they can to be the best mentor that they can be for you as a mentee. So as a mentee, it's the onus is on you to do all of the work that you need to do to be the best mentor, because a mentee today is a mentor tomorrow. That's just the plain truth. So it's more like we are putting a pebble in the river that the ripples just keep going on. If you're not a great mentee, the the chances that you'll be a great mentor is, I don't know, right? So it's the skills that we build, and that's why I really love EIM, because EIM is a community where we talk about Dr. Jumi, but in various meetings, you see different people leading the meeting. You see Dr. Irene, Dr. Peju, Dr. Sarah, Dr. Toby doing amazing things. And this is all because we have somebody who we we align with and say, oh, this is where you should be. I'm going to put you out there to be the best version of yourself. And then So that's for like paying it forward. Being a great mentee today
Come
is
back.
what
Okay,
makes
you're
you.
done knocking.
Sorry,
So please go
can I
ahead.
continue?
Yeah.
Okay. So being a great mentee today is what makes you an excellent mentor tomorrow. Then, before I close on this mentorship as our part as a role in our early careers in medicine, you have mentors, you have sponsors, and we have already alluded to that in the previous conversations. You also have coaches and you have role model. My role model is my mom because she has done excellent things with her life as in her career and personally. So she's my role model, but my mom is not my mentor. I think earlier in my life, I was like, oh, my mom is my mentor. But as I got more understanding, I realized that yes, you have a role model. Your role model is an example to you, to someone that you aspire to emulate. I remember, I think just out of secondary school, my mom was retiring from a particular place of work, and they had a simple ceremony for her. I'm like, oh my God, I wish I can be just half of what this woman is at some point in my life. Yeah, so it's somebody that you emulate, but you don't have a direct, you may or may not have a direct relationship with her. I'm fortunate that I have a direct relationship with one of my role models, and you can have multiple role models. The next thing is a sponsor. A sponsor is somebody who would advocate for you. And an example I would give is when I was trying to get into residency in America, a person who advocated for me. I had not had any relationship with her prior to that time, but she advocated for me at that point and said, I want to get you into this position. But they will advocate for you because you have something to bring to the table. And I remember like a year after I was having a conversation with that person, and she said, I advocated for you, yes, but you had something that you brought to the table. If you were not a great candidate, they would have taken you. So you put in the hard work, but they are the one who they amplify what you have to offer in spaces where you cannot speak for yourself. Just as Dr. Peji also mentioned, Dr. Flores, she is a sponsor at that point who is able to amplify your presence in spaces where you cannot be there physically or otherwise. Then moving on to what a coach is. A coach is someone that just says, hey, this is, I feel like a coach and a mentor, their roles, they overlap at some point. You would have somebody, for me right now, I know that Dr. Jumi plays a significant role as a mentor to me, and she's also a coach in a lot of areas. But you can have coaches in different aspects. You can have a nutritional coach, a fitness coach at the gym. You can have a financial coach. And that's something that a lot of doctors, we do not have a lot of financial knowledge because it's not something that we really thought about in medical school, right? So just to close in on this, mentorship and mentorship is an investment that we make to ourselves as female physicians. Mentorship is an investment to yourself to be a better version of yourself tomorrow. In mentorship, it is a bi-directional relationship where you're not just gaining. You're also showing up in the right way, in the right time for your mentor to pour into you. And that way you can be the best version of yourself. Look for a mentor who you can be accountable to, who you respect enough to speak into your life. And that does not go without you praying and asking God for wisdom and direction, because my mentor may not be your mentor. You may need somebody, you may have reverence for a different person in your life. So be the right mentee, find the right mentor, and put in the hard work, but at the same time, pay it forward. And as you grow, you find others that you can mentor, you can pour into as well to excel your career in different areas. Thank you so much for this time. I really appreciate this opportunity to be here today.
Thank you, Dr. Ufoma. Thank you so much. Like I said, you have reiterated, and every other speaker has touched on mentorship can never ever be overflogged in medicine. And one of the conversations I used to have with Dr. Jimmy is about how female physicians generally are not used to the concept of mentorship, especially coming from the part of the world where where we're from. It's not really a big thing, so I think we should consider ourselves lucky to have Yahem, to have Dr. Jimmy, to have ourselves, to have one another to look up to and draw strength for our journey. So thank you. Any questions for Dr. Ufoma? Thank you. Joy, yeah, can you unmute yourself and ask your question?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, I have a question for Dr. Ufoma. Thank you so much for the speech. My question is, when do you recommend getting a mentor? Is it during medical school or after medical school? Because one of the challenges that I have as a medical student is, being the first medic in your family, you don't have anyone to actually ask the real questions or where to go forward or where to start from. So my question, I'm in my final year right now. So my question is, when do you recommend getting a mentor? Is it during medical school, after, or during residency? Thank you so much.
Can I go ahead to answer?
Yes, please.
To emphasize how important it is, from the day they born you. Yes. So I wish I had this type of information I have now as a first year medical student. In fact, secondary school safe, right? Because it helps, mentorship helps you navigate certain areas and you avoid certain mistakes and you avoid wasting time. Right. So from the day they born you, if you can find a mentor, find. But as early as possible, today is the best time to find a mentor, not tomorrow.
Thank you. Joy, your question just highlights what I just mentioned. From in different parts of the world, mentorship, counseling, all of these things are integral to, say, to the schooling system. But from where we come from, it looks like, a mentor is someone you look for, or someone that is far off from you. Which is why when Dr. Jimmy started EIM, it felt to me like a solution to a problem, actually. Considering our background, it is Dr. Jimmy is solving a problem. And I would say, just look for a mentor that aligns with your values, that aligns with where you're going to. And nobody's going to do that for you. Obviously, you would have to look inwards, look at your circle. If EIM fits into the bigger picture for you, obviously reach out to us. But, like Dr. Ifoma said, from the day they born you, that's very funny. But thank you, Dr. Ifoma. All right. So let's move on to our last panelists of the day. And sorry, we've taken so much of your time. We didn't intend to, but here we are. So I'll just quickly that would be Dija to read out the bio of Sharon Anuya. So Sharon's our medical student representative, and looking forward to her sharing her insights today. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Ufoma. So Sharon Aniye, medical student representative. Jeremiah Aniye is a final year medical student passionate about child health, dermatology, and medical research across diverse fields. Beyond medicine, she's a writer, entrepreneur, and content creator who shares reflections on health and life through her blog, Priority Post. She enjoys meaningful conversations about growth, mentorship, and the realities of medical training, and is committed to inspiring others to live with purpose and make a lasting impact. Thank you.
Over to you, Sharon.
Hello, everybody. Good evening. My name is Sharon Ani. I initially had a presentation, but I will just walk through what I have to talk about. So I'm grateful for this opportunity to speak today. I'm so blessed from all the panelists that spoke before me, and Dr. Ufoma, Dr. Oyepeju, and Dr. Ufunaya. So I'll just be talking about positioning yourself as a final year medical student or as a medical student in general. So my name is Sharon Ani. I am a medical student studying in Poland, and this is my final year. I'm in my final year, and final year has been quite challenging, I would say. But it has also taught me that for me to achieve the career I envision for myself, I need to intentionally align myself to the future that I want for myself. And for me, it all begins with positioning. Actually, before when I started medical school, I was mostly focused on just like passing medical school, studying, and then moving on into training and everything. But there was a shift when I joined EIM. That was around my fourth year when I came across EIM around my fourth year and fifth year. But first of all, let's talk about positioning. So for me, positioning means intentionally aligning yourself, your visibility, your preparedness, and your service towards the future you hope and pray for. And it's not just about luck. It's not about waiting for the right moment. It's just preparing ahead of time for when the moment actually comes, you're already ready. So what has helped me in repositioning myself, especially in my final year in medical school, has been these four pillars. The first pillar is excellence. Excellence is like the number one foundation. And just like the name of our organization, Excellence Ladies in Medicine, it teaches you about excellence. And for me personally, I strive to be excellent in every area of my life, spiritually, personally, academically. Like, for instance, as a final year medical student, I strive to be excellent academically in my final exams and all of that. And also, I try to participate in things that will help me build my skills within medicine and outside of medicine. In school, I participate in conferences. I try to put myself out there and do things that will help me build up my confidence, build up my speech, my public speaking, and also research, which is something I'm interested in. And the second pillar of repositioning, I would say, is visibility and saying yes. One thing you should remember is you can't be selected if you are not seen. And it's so funny how all the prior panelists have spoken about visibility from the first keynote speaker up until Dr. Sarah and Dr. Ufuma. You have to put yourself out there. I know being a medical student can seem daunting. You may feel like, okay, I need to prioritize my studies. I need to prioritize passing class, getting A's and all of that. That is important. But also you have to also realize that for you to build the career you want for yourself, you have to put yourself out there. People need to know your name. People need to see you and see what you're doing. People need to hear about your interests for them to be able to even reach out to you for opportunities. So it's important you, even when you feel unprepared, when you feel afraid, when you're given responsibilities and opportunities to join a community, to speak to people who are in your field, to speak to mentors, to speak to people like anywhere you may be in a meeting, you may be on a bus, you may be anywhere, you meet someone that piques your interest. Please don't be afraid to reach out to them. Don't be afraid to strike up a conversation. It's important you make yourself known. It's important to make your presence known. Also, the third pillar, rather, I would say, is mentorship and community. Positioning also involves proximity and being in rooms with accomplished women. We're celebrating International Women's Day, so I'll speak more about women, but also men. You may be in a space in rooms filled with accomplished men and women in medicine or in other fields. It's important you ask critical questions. It's important you learn from them because mentorship opens way to correction, to acceleration, to growth, and it gives you a new perspective. Just like Dr. Uzoma said, you should start mentorship, you should seek mentorship intentionally. You should always remember that it's not all about what you gain, but also be ready to serve in whatsoever capacity you can. Be willing to be of service so that you'll be able to also gain while you serve. And also, it's important to be open to joining communities. So, for instance, LinkedIn. LinkedIn has been one of the most critical points of my visibility. I would say I started off as a shy medical student, just studying always. I didn't want to post anywhere. But then when I started posting on LinkedIn, I realized that I have a voice. I realized that there's so many people who are like me. There's so many people who have dreams who have accomplished things that I want to accomplish. And it motivates me to want to work harder. It motivates me to want to continue to put myself out there. So don't be afraid to create a community that aligns with your goals, that aligns with where you see yourself going. And the next pillar I will talk about is your identity beyond medicine. I would say positioning is not just about building a CV. So I know that as medical students or as anyone in trying to like build their career, we always think that having your CV it's like the main thing. See, your CV is important, but outside of your CV, who can you say you are? Who are you outside of your CV? I would say for someone like me, I'm interested in writing, I'm interested in research, entrepreneurship, creativity. I love editing, I love crocheting and doing things outside of medicine. I realized that being multidimensional makes you memorable. So you won't just be remembered as, oh, that girl that studies medicine, or that girl that always reads or something. You can be remembered as that girl who is in medical school but also does this and that and that. So it's important that you don't limit yourself to just medicine. It's important you open up your horizon. Don't be too closeted into or fixated into one thing or one path. It's important you try to learn new things, open yourself, explore. It's important to speak to people. It's important to learn other interests, because at the end of the day, outside of medicine, you're still an individual. And lastly, I would say my practical takeaway for any student who is listening, or any student who is struggling to reposition themselves or trying to think of how best they can position themselves, I would say start early, document your journey, seek mentorship intentionally, like I said. Prepare yourself before you are being called upon. It's important that you're already ready, even before the opportunity presents itself. Don't be too scared to serve. Before you lead, you should be able to be a servant, and also align every of your plan and your action to like what you envision for yourself, and also with God. If you're a Christian, whatever you believe in, always align it with God. For me, I'm a Christian, so I align my plans and my actions to God, and I hope that He leads me to the right path in my career. So this is the end of my talk, and I hope that we learned a thing or two from this. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Sharon. That was very impactful, concise, and straight to the point. And just whilst you were talking, I was just thinking, Sharon was here last year as a guest, and that was your first event ever. It was last year's IWD, wasn't it? And here
Yeah,
you are as one of our speakers. Talk about positioning yourself for global opportunities. Everybody, give it up for Sharon and
thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much for honoring our invitation and for coming, for sharing your insights. Thank you. And I hope every other medical student listening has taken one or two things from what you've said. Thank you.
Thank you.
Right. So everyone, thank you so much. We're almost at the end, I promise you. And I just want to appreciate our lineup of speakers. I'm not going to be doing the closing remark, but just before we end today's session, I would like us to do a quick Slido. And it's just you telling me, giving me one takeaway that you're going home with from today's event. So if you go on to Slido, I've posted the link on the chat in the chat box, and then I'll share my screen now to see your responses. So yeah, let's go. Go to Slido and tell me one takeaway. I'm gonna start it now. So what's one thing? Yeah, so it's not a takeaway. So what's one thing that you will give this year to help another woman in medicine succeed? So we're not going to be women who are not supporting women. The whole essence of this International Women's Day event is to spread the gospel of women supporting women at work, in your private spaces, in your church, in your mosque, wherever it is you find yourself, what's one thing you're going to give to another woman in medicine specifically to succeed this year? Someone has replied and said sponsorship. Yeah, I'm going to give sponsorship. Gawi sponsorship. That's very, very specific. I will be an advocate for other women. Absolutely. What's one thing I'm going to give? Support, listening ears. I'm going to give insights, my insights. Yeah. Guidance. Yeah, absolutely. Love, yes, definitely. You're not going to be a traitor. You're not going to be a traitor when people are talking down another woman, because you understand their journey much more than anyone else. Yeah. You're going to improve yourself to help others. So you're giving something to yourself so you can give others, so others can gain from you. That's what you call gift to gain. Yeah. Continue to give to gain. Yeah, absolutely. Still waiting. Guys, I'll give you 30 more seconds. I need more responses. So we have more than 20 people on this call. And so far we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 responses. We need more. Keep showing up. Yeah. I'm gonna keep showing up. Yes. Is there anything new on there? Private tutoring. So you're gonna give another woman private tutoring. Nice. Better mentee. Okay, so you're gonna be a better mentee to a mentor. Absolutely. Thank you so much. What else? Gawim supports one woman. There's a lot of Gawim here, so let me just preach the gospel of Gawim now. So we are going to be hosting our second annual Global Africa Women in Medicine Summit. It's a leadership summit and it's happening this year in Abeokuta, Nigeria. If you're in Nigeria, please, please, and please, anywhere you are in the part of the world and you're interested in attending Gawim, kindly, go to our Gawin pages on LinkedIn, on Instagram, and there are links over there for you to buy tickets. You can give Gawin sponsorship, like someone has mentioned, as tickets to another woman in medicine. Dr. Sarah wants to talk. Yeah, please go ahead. I'll close my Slido now. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much for mentioning Gary. I don't know if Dr. Toby is here, but I just want to do it quickly because, yeah, she already told me to do it. Please, everybody should try to get their Gary tickets, especially our members in diaspora, Dr. Ari, Dr.
Yeah.
Kweju. Try to get your virtual tickets so that you can have the live stream on for that day. Thank you very much. So I'm so happy that we have a lot of Gawin sponsorships coming up. So please look out for one woman around you. If you're in diaspora, sponsor as many as 10. We know you can do it, but thank you. Please let's get our Gawin tickets. We have tickets extension.
Thank you. Thank you for mentioning that. So I should be sponsoring someone, maybe 1 or 2 people then. It never even crossed my mind. So now, yeah, that's one thing to do. Right. And should we like put people on the spot then for Gawin? Dr. Ufoma, how many people are you going to be sponsoring? I'm going to put you on the spot now. People in diaspora, how many people are you sponsoring?
I was the one who mentioned Gawim sponsorship
Oh, you
person.
did? Okay.
Yeah, so I will tell you my number for now. That's a secret to me.
Okay, it's a surprise. Right. All right.
Me or Dr. Toby
Yeah.
for sponsorship.
Yeah.
Actually, reach out to me. Thank you.
No worries at all. Thank you. Dr. Tosi, are you able to do the closing remark so that everyone can go back to their weekend activities?
Yeah, I'm here.
Thank you. Please go ahead, Dr. Tosi.
Okay. Hello, ladies again. Thank you. This is it's really been an awesome time this morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you are, and we are very grateful. Thank you, Dr. Irene, for being a wonderful host. And I'll be starting to appreciate our keynote speaker. Thank you so much, Dr. Ifunaya, for your explicit session. It was really, really enlightening. We're excited. We are happy that there's someone that can give us this such value and for a free fee.
So we're very grateful. Thank you so much. And to all our panelists. Now, the panelists at this time is something that is dear to my heart, because there was a time that we had to call and call and call people, to join our panelist sessions. But now we're having people here in EIMB powerhouses that can mentor us. So we're grateful, Dr. Peju, our admin director herself. Thank you so much for giving us all the deeds that you did. Thank you to Dr. Ufoma. We're grateful. And thank you, Dr. Sarah, for all you do for him. We're grateful. Thank you to Dr. Sharon. You are an inspiring medical student. If I knew what you knew at this time, I think that um I'll do more. And then I want to thank most especially our convener, Dr. Jumi. She many of the ladies here have started with her around 2000. That's 2000, and at least 6-7 years back, and they are doing great things. So thank you, Dr. Jumi, for keeping this fire. Thank you for your hard work, your mentorship, your leadership. We're grateful. We also want to thank the organizing team. Last year was awesome, and this year is bigger. Thank you, Dr. Arin, for putting this together, for pushing everybody. The ladies behind the scene. The chat section was awesome and fiery, because ladies are working, and we're grateful. Thank you so much. Thank you for the everybody that help to publicize this event on their posts, on their WhatsApp status, please. And then as we conclude, I want to encourage everyone, if you know that EIM is doing something for you, you must share the love. You don't keep it. You don't keep this kind of love hidden. So share it somewhere. Let someone know. Tell someone to tell someone about EIM, that there is a community where lady doctors. In fact, we've started this community where I've still not seen anyone that is supporting lady doctors in Nigeria like this. So please let us keep engaging. Please, ladies, engage with our Instagram post, our LinkedIn post, our WhatsApp status, and then reach out. Don't be a stranger. Reach out, talk to us. Dr. Ari, very approachable. Dr. Peju, if you have any messages, send via status. And then we have our website. I think it was attached to our mails. So if you have any questions, we can always see them. So you can also talk to us on our website. Thank you so much, everyone, for spending this Saturday with EIM. And please give to gain. So anywhere we are, let's preach that message. Thank you so much.
Wow, 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 wow. That was such an amazing closing remark. Appreciating everybody. Thank you, Dr. Tosin. Thank you, for even, doing the mundane things to make this program a success. And I like how you were like, what can I do? What can I do? Thank you. Thank you so much. To the EIM IWD team, you guys are the real deal. I can't thank you enough. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say. With everything else, we'll talk about it in the WhatsApp group. And just as a closing remark, don't forget to give to gain wherever it is you find yourself. Please, going forward, give to gain, give to gain, give to gain, give to your fellow woman in medicine, so that we can all thrive together and the world can be a better place. And I hope by next year we would even have this event much more bigger than it is now. Till next year, I'm going to say continue to give to gain. All right. See you all next year. And then I just want to see your emoji saying bye-bye. Bye, everyone. Don't forget to fill our feedback forms, and we would love to hear from you. Please fill in your feedback form. Let's see how we can improve our future sessions. Thank you, everybody. And keep shining, keep representing us, wherever it is you find yourself. All the very best in your endeavors. Thank you. Bye. Bye-bye. Can you unmute yourself and say bye-bye all together? Bye-bye, bye-bye, bye-bye.
Bye.